Welcome to Friday Night Football. It's the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs versus the Melbourne Storm. Tonight the Bulldogs enter rare territory. Game 2000, a milestone achieved by only two other standalone clubs in rugby league history. A club built on toughness, resilience and standards. Standards that once became the benchmark for rugby league clubs all across Australia. Tonight they walk into battle wounded. No Stephen Crichton, no Bill Kickow, 5 straight losses. Pressure everywhere, questions everywhere, but they welcome back one of the heartbeats of this football club. Jacob Carraz, a player who earned his opportunity during the COVID years and never gave it back. Tough, relentless and fearless. Everything Bulldogs fans respect in a footballer. And alongside him is Jacob Preston. Many believed he was destined for Origin football this year. Watching him play, he looks every bit an Origin player. But Canterbury's recent form may have cost him that opportunity. Standing opposite them is the Melbourne Storm, the benchmark club of the modern era. Even after 7 straight losses, Craig Bellamy and the Storm responded the only way they know how, by putting huge scores on teams and reminding the competition exactly who they are. No Harry Grant, no Cameron Munster, no Trent Laero. Doesn't matter, because Melbourne standards never change. Which is why tonight matters so much for Canterbury. Because in recent weeks, the Bulldogs haven't looked incapable. They've looked hesitant, like a side feeling the weight of expectation. Players like Max King, Kurt Mann and Leo Thompson know what's required now. And so do the young players coming through. Lachlan Galvin, Jack Underhill, AJ Jones, Bailey Hayward, Harry Hayes. The future of this club is already on the field. People can write this Bulldogs side off if they want, but inside Belmore, they still believe. And on the night of their 2000th game, the fight back has to start now. Enjoy your Friday night football. Go the fucking Dogs.
G'day, Doggies fans, all things Bulldogs. It's the live review Sunday night. We're going to do this a bit earlier, but haven't been able to get my act together all weekend. And anyway, very, very happy. It was a great weekend for the Bulldogs and all our senior pathway sides. And there's some big points I want to make about how everything panned out on the weekend, and also with our pathways, a real milestone performance in probably the lowest grade. But it's very important that we speak about that just to show how things are coming together so we can keep the faith. But all the believers hang around us, all the true believers, the ones in the know, not the ones, threatening that the club had to win this week or else and all this sort of shit. I think a lot of people will find out from your chats, but even at 18-6 down at halftime, I felt really confident that we were going to win that match. And, we're going to need some luck. We're going to have to, and we got that luck ourselves through our challenges. We're done all really perfectly done, but lots of messages. I also wanted to decode from Gus Gould and Cameron Serraldo throughout the week, and through the players themselves and what they did. So how are you feeling, Gus? You were there. You made lots of appearances on TV, considering that most of the crowd was in your section. Very disappointing crowd, I must say. But well done to the 15,000 people who did turn up. How you going, brother? Oh, now you're bloody silent again. Here he goes. No. Hello. Gas has gone silent. Damn.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, now you just come back, and now
just switching off on its own, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's an internet thing, I think.
Yeah. We'll just see how we go. It was very exciting. It was a disappointing crowd. There was a lot of people there early. I posted some photos, obviously, of the people waiting at the gate. It was a lot of people there in anticipation. All the faithful, all the loyal, trusty ones that get there and get their spot and know their stuff. They get there in advance. I mean, it was a very late gate opening, so 7 p.m. opening for an 8 o'clock kickoff. So you didn't have a lot of time to muck around.
All right, Gas is his internet's having trouble, so he's going to have to fix that up. We'll go through a few chats while we wait for Gas to get back. I really g'day, Rhett, to you. You're first on. How much better does everyone feel? Gas is going to reload everything and come back on. And I love this little comment here. Imagine if someone told you last year that after 10 rounds of 2026, the Bulldogs would have, or 12 rounds, the Bulldogs would have beaten the Raiders, Panthers, and Storm. And if you only knew those three results, where do you think they would be sitting on the ladder? We'd think it'd be a bit higher than 13th or 14th. G'day, Dave. How you going, mate? Good to see you, brother. And how good it feels when you just believe. That's exactly right. It feels a lot better when you win. You know, all these backtrackers now, you know, look, at the end of the day, we're all Dogs fans and they're all happy again, and that's a good thing. But a lot of them still think that it's constructive the way they carried on and are trying to sort of backtrack really quickly. Hi, guys, up the Dogs, Mardale's family. Sayed Jamal, welcome to you. Crazy to think that the top four of last year on the bottom half of the table, hopefully only upwards from here, from now. Enjoy this win. British Bulldog, great weekend after a win. 100%, my friend. And good evening, everyone. To Mikhail, how all is well, despite being a crowd of 14K. Yep. Atmosphere felt like there was 40K, and it certainly did. There was some great cheers coming through the television. And it really felt good. But look, all those people who turn up when we're winning and are part of those big crowds but decide not to turn up, you know, that was for you guys. That was a special win for you guys. G'day, Timmy. And Mike, Gas said he will definitely have your shirt for you next week. He's got it in the bag, ready to go already in the car. G'day, Timmy. Welcome to you. And you got your flag, your signed flag. Saw a beautiful picture of you with Gas, from Gas. And g'day to you, my friend Benny. Thank you very much for your support. Great results for our Pathways squad. Yep, we're definitely talking about that, Timmy. Ryan looked good on the TV, Gas. He certainly did, and so did Aki. Michaela watched the game with me. We didn't watch it live because I actually booked tickets to see Star Wars on the same day for my birthday. And yeah, so I had to turn my phone off, make sure that I wore nothing with Bulldogs on it when I went out so no one would talk about it. Made all my family have their phones off. And yeah, managed to get back home and watch it on KO from start to finish. And my daughter watched it with me, and we got to witness the win from 18-6 down. Let me see what's going on with Gas. Hopefully he's probably rebooting his he should be back shortly, but all good. It's me, Mike X. What do they call it? The World Cup now? I thought they were talking about soccer on the news. Well, there is a Rugby League World Cup coming up. On the challenges, Wyatt tried his best to bring the Storm back into the game. It was annoying to watch. And it was great that we challenged and we won those challenges. And Serraldo talked about that a lot, which was good to see. Dark Ryusian, good evening, Mick and Gas. I think I saw Gas on the TV. Joey was in the Dogs dressing room doing interviews, and I think I saw Gas in the background. Yeah, Gas and Aki were there plenty of times, as was we saw old Benny and lots of people. We were playing against 14 players on the night, but I believe the 14,000 fans of the game got the lads over the line. Also, who owns the Big O's 15-1 page, because they're spreading a lot of horrible rumors. Happy to share with you guys in the DM. Say it. I've seen the rumors. I think his name's Alex. One of these blokes was spreading the crap. It's probably come from the kennel.net. Usually that stuff does. all the stuff. They had some terrible rumors about Carraz in 2023, saying that, you know, he was sick of being a battering ram and other players getting their way, and the guys are off critter and all this. Look, people who post that shit are just as bad as the ones who are starting that stuff. And people will want to believe that's because that's what we've become, a culture where, you know, we tear each other down and we, you know, look for the negative everywhere. And this is what I wanted to say. And it's just so fucking funny. I sent a message to a couple of people in the media, privately, just to say, isn't it funny? You know, you can write some beautiful pieces about people when tragedy strikes. And I don't want to use tragedy to promote what I'm saying, but the fact of the matter is that these guys are all gladiators. All of them, from the Kyle Flanagans to the Jamin Salmons to the Marcello Montoyas, the people that constantly get ridiculed in the media. There's a whole bunch everywhere. And not just media, but fans in general. Absolutely torched constantly. As being, you know, and the fact of the matter is these guys are actually gladiators. They're warriors for our own entertainment. And it takes until people are reading eulogies before they can, you know, celebrate their greatness. Now, it's part of our culture to be the under. That's why we warm to underdogs. And the Bulldogs are underdogs, you know, and they want to glamorize us and over talk us when things are good and then smash us when we're down. But they do it to a heap of people. People just need to be better. But that's what I mean. The same media guys that did these beautiful eulogies and stuff, and tributes and getting us to see the positives of I'm talking about you know, it's just such a sad thing what's happened with the motor neuron with a few of our gladiators, you know, and to think that they can write such great tributes about a guy who's loved in his club and played with his passion, even when he's, you know, getting angry at fans, that's because he's passionate. But at the same time, within 3 minutes, they're posting shit about another player, you know, just toxic crap. And look, whilst I don't mind banter and all that sort of stuff, banter's different. But there's just too much tearing down of our greats, I believe. And I think the media need to be better and to try and encourage our young people to be a lot better as well. So that's just my thoughts on that. And hopefully people will start to be better. You know, as I said, banter's fine, but you know, it's just bullshit. You know, they wait till tragedy before they actually say good things about people. And it's in our culture too. Like how many times we get to a funeral and we realize there's people there we haven't spoken to. And even the people that passed, it's like a lot of them pass without you speaking to them and stuff. And it's like, they're actually really great people. Why didn't I make more effort? You know, so much reflection on those things. Sorry to bring you down, but I want to, we'll move on from that now. But I'm still really pissed at the way some of these, you know, I was glad that Serrato stood up for the club and the players, and those rumors that were going around are absolutely disgusting. And in my opinion, anyone who's sort of sold those rumors and said, oh, this is what's going on or whatever, you know, and posted it to Facebook pages and that to create disturbance, I hope the club tracks them down and bans them. I don't want nothing to do with these people. And if I see any of them, they can get off our groups and our pages, you know. Other people keep them on there because they like their views and they like making money and stuff off, whether it's negative or positive. They don't care. As long as they get the click and the view, they don't care. We're not like that here. We're a community and we love our heroes, you know. And wasn't it good to see a player like Marcello Montoya? Look, Marcello and Jacob Carraz had two moments where tries were scored in that first half. But the difference when a player gets to refresh their body and overcome an injury that's obviously impacting them. Welcome back, Sunshine. Still a bit.
G'day, mate. Better now or not?
Still a little bit crappy, but I don't know what's happening.
You look good too, mate.
Thanks, mate. Oh, you look great. It's just the internet.
It's all right.
You look better in high def too, by the way, but I'm not getting high def through at the moment. One thing I was just saying, just mentioned that the Big O's 15-1's been sharing that disgusting rumor post, and I just talked about it's a real shame that people wait, like with what's happening with Jai Arrow and stuff like that. People wait until they're reading tributes and eulogies about people before it, why can't you just be a little bit more positive while they're still here, is what I'm basically saying. All right, British Bulldog, totally agree. It felt good even when behind 12-0 and 18-6. Refereeing seemed less heavy, even if we needed some captain's reviews, far fewer 6 agains. How much of a factor was that? I think that's a really good point, and I actually wanted to talk about that. I do believe that the game had a little bit of I think it was reffed a little bit differently. I will say that. I think there was a little bit more leeway. I felt both teams hammered in the ruck, but our play the ball speed was pretty good. If you actually look at it, how fast our players were playing the ball, the Storm obviously were getting up and were poking through. And even if they hit out, there was a couple of sets where Max and Leo sort of got smashed a couple of times, but the third hit up was great. So it's just the energy. Having those two big guys run the way they do takes energy from the opposition, right? So even if you get smashed for a couple of sets, it enables you to eventually win that battle and win that war. And I think we well and truly done that over the 80 minutes, as we should have. And it just shows you what happens when you get a bit more traction, when you get some people back on the field that aren't injured. And then when you find out that Connor Tracy's been injured for 6 weeks, Jonathan Sewell had knee issues before he got on the field. Our young guys, Jethro's been coming back from a shoulder reconstruction as well. Critter's had injuries with his shoulder. All these things impact our players, and it impacted our ability to win matches. It's just a simple fact. And the other side of that is, why didn't you throw the young guys in? Because a lot of the young guys weren't ready either. So the best options were on the park. Now, a player like Jed Reardon can come in after round 10, okay? Because he's on the New South Wales Cup list. And so we can get some players from that if we need be. So very, very happy, very proud of the boys. And I'm hoping that we go to Combank on Saturday against West Tigers. It'll be fresh after the bye. We get a nice break of 8 days, which is good enough. I don't think Critter will back up. And I think we need to keep him fresh. The following game against Parramatta on the Monday, which will be another nice long turnaround, give us a little break before we have a bye. Really great time for our guys to freshen up and get us back in the picture. We'd be on 16 points. I know I'm looking far ahead, but in my opinion, I said this, I reckon we can win 3 in a row. I've said it to a lot of people. I'm nervous about the West game, but I think we can definitely, if we bring that energy and see, that's what we talked about. The issue has been we'd been timid in the contested possessions. There was this fear of consequence, fear of loss, and that stopped. Now we still got punished for our errors. We still got punished, but the energy and the intent did not waver. First set offload, which myself and Gas have talked about that extensively. Just a commitment to do that. Bailey Hayward and Kurtman at the start, ready for those offloads. They knew they were coming. The intent was there. that is our game. That's what opens things up for us. And then we can get the play early ball out to the likes of Cherry and Birdo, who had amazing games with the way they ran the ball. And that seems to be the key to success for us. And, you know, again, we'll go through all the players when we do go through the stats and everything like that. But so many good contributors. I know they were missing their three of their best players. I get that. But we're missing our players as well. And look, people are moving past Connor Tracy. Connor's been injured. When Connor's injured, he's not as good. It's as simple as that. When you go back to round 17 against Manly, he had a phenomenal game and he was up near the top of the leaderboard. He'd been making try-saving tackles. He'd been making great efforts. He'd been chiming in attack for the best part of 2 years. And right now he's just struggling with getting to the area on the field, and the speed of his play hasn't been where it needed to be. So that's been the issue. And he will be back for us, and he'll go back to fullback when he comes back, I'm pretty sure, at some point. And he'll be fresh and he'll be fit, and we'll have a team, I think, that'll be coming home strong in this competition. We'll have to chip in to get Gas a better internet connection. He said it's been great all day. And that's the thing. Like, I know when I get to the end of my street, it starts to, like, it has a dead spot. And sometimes that, you know, I go at the front of my house and the phone won't work. So, yeah. G'day, Sam. Karaz played well at fullback. I think Karaz played his game and played with great intent. And as I said, if the fact that he's been able to recover from that preseason injury that was obviously impacting him before he got the MCL, these things make a huge difference to our team. And I think there will be more energy next week as well for the West Tigers. Like, they'll want to get revenge on what happened. G'day, mate. How are you?
I don't know. How's that going now?
Going good. Are you using the mobile?
Hotspot, yeah.
I reckon it'll go better, yeah.
Everything shut off on the internet for some reason, so I've just rebooted it, but I don't know. I'll just stick with hotspot for now.
All right.
But I've been hearing it on the other one. I've been hearing what you've been saying. I've had you going on the phone, so continue on, mate. I've been hearing everything.
Awesome. G'day, Tony. How you going, brother? 14,000, no AFL.
It was a miserable night, though. I will say, for those who were there, there was a lot of bad weather, a lot of sort of rain and stuff like that. It was a later start. But, yeah, I mean, people coming off 5 in a row. Yeah, all the faithful were there, all the trusted, loyal ones, all the fringe ones, the ones that only come when they expect to win. They were hiding at home, ready to post something online about the loss.
Yeah.
And then they're the first to jump up and down and celebrate the win. But they're the same ones that are barracking for Underhill's performance, but they'll be the first ones to shoot him down when he has a bad game or makes a few errors.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know, signing for 10 years, Gus, and all that stuff, even though he's already signed for another couple. But, everyone, the weather was sort of pretty ordinary on the night. The rain came and went, but the ones who were there absolutely enjoyed it and rode the wave of emotions that the Bulldogs put us through. Even though that first half we were behind, we actually looked like we were coming back in that sort of last 20 minutes. It was just the first 20 we sort of had the same sort of results that we had in the last 5 games where luck wasn't going our way. Things, we got penalised for every error and conceded points, etc. But that last 20, we started coming back. I felt like we could have almost scored another try before halftime, just to get the lead. Narrowed a bit, so to get it to 6 points. But we created opportunities in that first half. There was that one where Birdo was down the short side to Preston. If Preston catches that, he's got 2-on-1 outside him. Every chance, if they execute well, we score a try there as well. So just little things like that. But once they got themselves going in that second half, you know, that early try by Satilli was huge because it showed that they were ready and they believed. And then from there, if you noticed, guys, Melbourne Storm had 0 tackles in our 20 in the second half. 0. The only time they got in our 20 was for a bullshit penalty where they kicked 2 points. That was the only time. That was the only time. And the rest of the time, we never let them get inside our 20 and let alone sometimes even the 30. So we absolutely controlled that second half. And yes, you can talk all you want about the errors they made, etc., but we were forcing those errors out of them. And our confidence in the way we were playing, we sort of got our mojo back in defense. So it's amazing what happens when you've got a little bit of confidence in attack and you know that you can score some points. All of a sudden, your defense sort of sharpens up again. And you feel like, come on, let's just get through these sets and defend them because we're going to get the ball back and we're going to do something with it. And that's what feeling we got. So towards the end of that game, we never felt like there was going to be any field goal. We felt like it was going to be 4 points or more. It was just the way they were going. And they felt it too. They never even looked like shaping for a field goal. It was all about getting that try. So, you know, great result for the way they did it. And great to see Karaz sort of, you know, obviously slow start, but really, you know, even that pushback, you know, where he knocked the ball back in, he needed support there, guys. You know, that wasn't just on him. You know, he had his back. If you look at the way he turned to actually face that ball, he couldn't see who was coming across. He's focused on stopping that ball. He can't stop and go, oh, who's coming, who's not. Ball's already over the sideline. So he was doing his job, but he needed some support there to be covering as well. And they missed their assignment there, which, you know, obviously they'll work on. But again, those little things, they weren't going with us. Again, and Michael spoke about it, and you've raised it in the comments. 3 times we won the challenge. We finally got something to go our way, but we had to force it ourselves through the challenges. And once we got some of these things go our way, we got the result. We have had nothing go our way in those last 5 games. I'm not saying we would have won all 5, but a couple of those games, the results could have been different. But that's what happens when things are going against you. It knocks your confidence down. And the other day, they were like that for the first 20, but once they got themselves going, they started believing. Now, to not make the same mistake we made against Penrith, they need to go out there now and know that they have to deliver that result every time and have that confidence, have that belief, you know, and know that feeling of what might happen if you don't do that result, if you don't get that energy and effort areas up. So a lot for them to build on. And everyone's really pissed off over last year's loss to the Tigers. That was a game that really hurt, came from nowhere. You know, we're on the front foot. We've got a team at the moment who I feel is only going to build more confidence, and they're hurting a little bit on the slide. Still missing Buller and Dewey, who were the 2 instigators who hurt us last year. So you know, they're still not to be taken lightly. But I feel like, you know, Michael's right. We can win a couple of games in a row and start the season again. And then we start to get into that groove of getting those buys, splitting our season up, coming home, where so far this year it's been a really sort of tough grind after Vegas and Canberra.
Well, it's going to be 2. So we're going to have some spaced out games like Wests, and then I think a 9-day turnaround into the Eels, and then a bye. And then it's still Origin period. I think we only play 2 games, and then it's another bye.
Yep.
And then it's the rest of the season.
Yep.
So it's going to be a long road home, and it is a much tougher finish for us. But I think we play a lot more games at home.
Yes.
And in Sydney, which is going to help us a lot. The big point I wanted to make is that injuries have been to our depth and fitness of our depth, and you know, it took a while. It took longer to get AJ Jones into the mix than what they would have liked. It took, you know, I know Jack Underhill got that option, but they have been preparing him through every step of the way, as has AJ Jones. They've all played through SG Ball, to Jersey Flegg, to New South Wales Cup, gone from bench players to starters, to bench players to starters, bench players to starters. They've gone through that system, every single part of it. And now they've taken their opportunity when it comes. And I think that, as I said, like injuries, every team's got them. You know, even when we play the Broncos and we were missing a few players, right? we had players on the field that were greatly hampered. You know, we copped a lot of injuries from that Penrith game as well. So that's when the Connor Tracy thing happened. Max King's cheekbone went down. I think was in that game, or was that before that?
Carraz played that game, but he had it the week after.
Yeah, the week after. Yep. So the fact that he's freshened in the preseason injury, and see the MCLs aren't as bad as ACLs, and they can come back from them 4 to 6 weeks, which he's done. Getting a good freshen up, if he can make it through the next 2 games, plays with the same intent, we'll be fine. You know, but guys, you got to understand the guys like Jack Underhill and AJ Jones. There's a reason AJ hasn't played the last 2 weeks, right? It takes it out of him. You know, so he goes and plays in New South Wales Cup. Now I think he got sent off at the end. He got sent off.
Like I was there for that game. He got sent off with 5 minutes to go.
What was he sent off for?
I think it was a late hit.
Another late hit. So he's probably facing a week or 2 on the sideline.
Yeah. So that game sort of got really ugly at the end there yesterday. Even though we were well up on them, they started to niggle us a lot, and our guys were taking the bait that was going a bit both ways. It was, again, it was the rain was coming down in the end of that game. Everybody just wanted to get off the game. It was just crazy. But really, you know, the ref lost control with about 20, 25 minutes to go in that game, and
Jack
it got
Hetherington
really bad.
Was losing his head, I heard.
Yeah, it was pretty poor.
And
we kept saying that
the Jack Curran sin bin was ridiculous, they reckon.
It was. Josh Curran, it was ridiculous, 100%. Both of them, like it was pretty poor. Instead of getting control, he lost control a bit. But then I think it was a poor send off. I haven't heard today though. If anyone knows what the outcome was, whether he's been suspended or charged or fined, or not sure. Usually they release the next day unless it's a send off, unless they want to wait. But if anybody knows, have a look. I haven't seen nothing myself though.
So big congratulations to Jed Reardon, Bulldog 881. And he might be another one that forces his way into either the development squad or the top 30 for next year. Now, what he did as a edge back rower in the second half of last year, if you got access to Bar TV, go and watch those games. He was phenomenal on an edge. This year he's played centres because we've lacked the depth. His leg speed's quite good. He's actually quite fast. And I love the way he picked that ball up. You know, Salmon did a great job filling in for Presto on the left edge. Got his ball out, got the ball out when it needed to be. Played 80 minutes.
Great pass. He actually showed a lot of control out there. And, you know, because Preston got injured in the first 10 minutes.
12, yeah.
Salmon was aware that he had to play a lot more. So he actually paced himself smartly, and he was good all the way to the end. So that ended up working well. That might work in his favour potentially to maybe fill that edge next week, because it wasn't a bad thing having him out there and getting that ball sort of into the halves a lot faster sometimes. So, you know, there was a few things from that ended up being a blessing for us, as much as you don't want to lose a player like Presto. But, you know, at least we'll get him hopefully, you know, when it's business end of the season later on. But, I mean, look, either way, there was every chance we were going to potentially lose him for Origin. But, yeah, you don't want to see anyone get injured, and it was pretty bad. But he still played on for another couple of sets after he did it. So he kept trying. He was hoping it was just a burner or something, that it was just going to get some feeling back, because sometimes you hit the bone, like you can get the feeling back. But he realized that he couldn't even grip. And just when you saw when they were applying that pressure, as soon as they touched him, he was basically coming down. If you've ever had anything like that, you know straight away. But there's going to be a few options and a few decisions to be made. But fortunately, we are stronger in the depths of the front row and, you know, second row and locks. We've got a little bit more depth cover and a lot more players coming through. It's the backs where we're sort of a lot lighter. But on that New South Wales Cup, if you did get the chance to watch it on Bar TV, have a look at some of those moves and plays that our number one does. Cade Dykes absolutely was on fire yesterday, guys. And there was a couple of really good plays. There was one try that he scored that he basically went majority of the field and beat some players. And another one where he came through and then set up. He could have almost gone himself and set one up. But the thing that I love the most about what he was doing is he was able to, when still being hit solidly, maintain amazing balance and keep running at the same time, which is not every player can do this, guys. You might think the way that he kept himself going and balanced himself and just kept his body up was amazing. Showed a lot of up body strength and leg drive, and just kept maneuvering and swerving and then accelerated again. And the more that he's playing, the more confidence he's getting. And it's exciting to see him as an option potentially down the track. So really, really, really good stuff. So if you get the chance to watch the Bar TV highlights, make sure you see it or watch the game. It's really exciting to see.
Big thank you to Sean. Another
Thanks,
$10.
guys.
That's another 3 tickets into the draw. And just another announcement, guys. If anyone who joins as a Dogfather member, which is the $10 version, or if you go on the Patreon or buy me a coffee, any of the $10 versions and more, from now on is going to automatically put you into the spin the wheel. Because there are people who have joined that can't make the lives and stuff like that. So it was a great suggestion given that it just gives that little bit of additional incentive. So they'll get an extra ticket into the draw. Well, they will get a ticket into every spin the wheel if you're a Dogfather member. And we've got a few of those who are paying the top premium. So really just as something additional for them. So they get a ticket into the draw regardless. Once it hits the amount, they'll be included in that draw as well. I think that's a fair thing. Walking for Autism, we're still doing all our steps. It's been pretty poor weather here the last couple of days, but getting the 7,000 minimum done. And we're calculating these tickets for the draws, guys. So there will be a Bulldogs jersey at the end of May. The first podcast we do Tuesday after May. I think it might even be the 31st next Tuesday. Is that? I should have looked at that, shouldn't I? Or is that Sunday? So next Sunday, the 31st of May. So on the 2nd of June, we will draw the jersey. Thank you to Matty Warren, who's just joined as well. Thank you so much for joining as a monthly member. And James, who is a monthly member and proud Queensland Ipswich boy. He says Preston's going to be out for a while. I'm not too sure if I tell you, got my Fox bobblehead. I have them all now. Yeah, you sent me the photo, mate. It looks bloody awesome. And you got James Graham's retirement card, which is a rare one and could be worth something one day. Nice shout out from Sean, Scary79. Sayed said he purchased a game on Bar TV. He said similar things. Dykes is looking the goods. The way he evades and takes off is a thing of beauty. Love Finau's aggression too. The good thing about that is, Brian, you've rejoined, have you?
He might have done the other one, mate. Maybe. Is it Dogfather? Does it come up here as well or not? Or has he maybe just done the membership overall? Well done. Thanks, Brian.
Sometimes you got to renew it. Sometimes it cancels and you got to renew it. Brilliant. Thank you, guys. The point I wanted to make about Cade Dykes, who I've loved for many years, he's like he's got flies on him a few years ago. That's like he forced his way into that Cronulla side because he's that good. And for a long time there, they thought he was going to succeed William Kennedy and, the likes of Connor Tracy and that. Like, he was considered the next big thing. And those injuries were just too much for the Sharks to keep holding on for. So we've given him the opportunity. Hopefully he can keep building with that fitness and stuff. It is a different level in the NRL, a massive different level. And you just only got to ask a player going from that grade and debuting in NRL to understand. And this is what I was saying before. Like, they're not just going to play Underhill every week and destroy him. They're going to manage his minutes. And this is the thing I also want to say about the Michael Ennis Braithen Astor show, and Kevy Walder's joining in, where they want to make out like every positional change means that Serrato is unsure. And anytime we look at a player, that it means that we're not happy and the experiment has failed. It's complete and utter bullshit. Kurt Mann was named captain. I think it was a strategic move and part of keeping a young kid like Bailey Hayward fresh, right, throughout the year. Oh, thank you again, Mike. Champion Mike. Always doing well. And Mike's one of these guys. He's a member on 100 things. So thank you so much.
I've got a
mate.
flag for Mike as well too. So I'm not sure if you're coming to the game on Saturday at Combank or maybe the King's birthday. Let me know, Mike. I've got that flag for you as well, buddy.
Yep, we'll get your phone number out to Gas, buddy. I was sort of hoping you were going to ring me on, or I was hoping you weren't going to try and ring me on the Storm game because I couldn't watch it live. So, I was thinking about Mike actually because I felt the same sort of emotion after that game. Like it brought a bit of a tear to my eye. I know Harry Grant and that aren't there. Like I get that, but the pressure these guys were under, and they went out there and played like winners, and that's the whole thing. That intent with energy, it did not matter. And I think the more we do that, the more things that'll go our way. I thought Jethro Renakama, you could see him cramping up at the end of the game, guys. Like he's doing the work, but that's the level between going from New South Wales Cup, where he's come back and done 200 meters most games in that
had
grade.
The same issue last year as well when he debuted. Remember?
Yeah. So it is a massive lift, guys, and this is why they haven't just thrown them in there. And John O'Sua, I know they had to put a crap on him, but going back to Bailey Hayward coming off the bench, I thought was great. Played 50 minutes and was absolutely brilliant. Went the right way so many times. Was always there for the offload and just got the ball out to where it needed to go constantly. I felt the speed of our ruck was fantastic during this game, and it's the offload that does that to teams. We have to get teams retreating to win. Yep. That's our game plan, and we will get teams in the back end if we do that. So what we've got to do now is minimize the damage early and not have people saying Adam O'Brien is our attack coach and we're shit because we don't score a few points at the start. We're going to grind them down and work them down. That was all the Penrith Panthers did for the last 3 years.
Yep.
There was often they would be up 6-4 or behind by 2 points or just up by 10 points to 4 or something when they had 90% possession and never dropped the ball, right? And then they go on with it and win by 30 and 40 and stuff quite often, but they just used to grind teams down. That's how we play. And we didn't play any differently to the way we won matches last year on the weekend. I just felt that there was a few little different things. There was a couple of different moves, the way they some moments where players actually challenged themselves to take the game on. I thought Anari Tuala's pass to Montoya and his pickup was great. He had 2 great pickups off the ground. Marcelo Montoya was enormous for us. Now, hearing the ABC radio call suggesting that when he went up for the ball against Suafa'alongo for our the try that put us in front. Well, look, if you're going up to catch a ball with 2 hands and it's at 100 miles an hour,
he never took his eyes off the ball.
And the guy drops the ball. That's so fucking what? That's our game.
He never took his eyes off the ball.
Never took his eyes off the ball. I felt we dealt with Suafa'alongo really well. Really happy with how they dealt with him. And he's another young guy. Like he's a guy who's going to be so good over the next 2 or 3 years. But playing week in, week out, it's hard for these young fellas. It's hard. And I'm hearing people saying, oh, he's nothing, he's got nothing and he's shit and whatever else. I'm like, no, he's one of the best talents in the game. It was the same with Keanu Kinney and what's the fullback for Tane Tuapiki and that. They're good, really good players, these kids. Really good. And we've got some coming through it in our grade, which I want to get and talk about a little bit. Latrell Fing could have so much fun with that name. The real thing, whatever you want to do. Raymond Peru comes off the bench, moves to fullback. You know, it's just so funny. And I just wondered today if, you know, if people are going to suggest that Wayne Bennett has no idea about what he's going to do with his team because he started Matt Duffy at fullback and had his Jai Gray on the bench. You know, obviously he's not happy with one of the best players in his team over the last 2 years. So he's put him on the bench. No, he's managing his fucking roster and he's just trying things with strategy as they go through. Connor Tracy will be our fullback when he comes back, when he gets things going, unless they just make it so they can't, we're playing so well that they can't fit him back in.
Look,
and whatever, I don't care who plays.
Round 11 now, it opens up a lot of doors for a lot of teams, like from last week. You know, obviously after 10 rounds, a lot of those players outside the top 30 can start to make their way in. Rabbitohs had dispensation to play Duffy earlier in the season, but now they can play him without, even if Jai's there, because before they got some allowance because they had a few injuries in that space. Same as the Bulldogs, like, you know, so, you know, we can now start. That's why you can see from last week to this week, we've already debuted 2 players. People just kept asking for change. It's not that easy, guys, to ask for change when you've got other players in your top 30 that can come in first. And we've got a lot of injuries.
Apart from Jed, though, Jed's the only one from New South Wales Cup that we've played. They did Alex Conti as number 23, and he's not on our development list, from what I can tell.
Yep. He wasn't on the list we looked at last week. No. So I would suggest that, Jed's the only one that we've brought in. But if you could do that from round one, you're in a much, because there are guys who are fit in that grade who are busting their ass to get an opportunity and would actually be able to fill a hole and fill a role if need be. It looks like a few people renewing. Or there's something that they can press. Yep, and Brian has upgraded to the Dogfather, mate. That was.
Is that what they've all done? Have they?
Yeah, so Brian updated to the Dogfather, mate. That's what he did. So I think some of the guys have done that as well. Yeah. So thanks, guys. That's
wonderful, people. Thank you so much. Automatic tickets in every draw, guys. Automatic. But still keep throwing the money if you want. The super chats. If you like how it's going during the, or you want to say something and get ahead of the group, we'll bring Brian Dibb back to the channel and only let him speak if he pays for it.
Did you go through some of these older chats, mate?
I went ahead to a couple. Luckily, we didn't have too many.
Okay, I'll go back to.
So I'll get us up to where we were.
Yeah. There's a couple there. Timmy hoping Presto's not out too long. Shout out to Jed on his debut. Jack.
Probably up a little bit further than that.
Okay, mate. So it shows you haven't clicked.
So Lucas logos. We start from there. Stormer in the bin. Let's go.
Oh, where are you? Okay, yep. No worries. Was it just me? Others noticed the longer the game went, the stronger Carraz. 100%. Look, and that's when you haven't played for a long time. That's you need to get yourself going. I mean, it happens. Any of them who's played some sport and knows the start is always the hardest. You're out of breath very fast. The longer you go, you start to find that happy medium. And it would have kicked in for him, probably somewhere in that second half. He started to get some good wind, and then he was back in his groove again. And you could see his meters and everything else. He was just dynamic. But the amazing thing was that finish that he did in the last few minutes to score that try. That was just the will to close the game. Like, that was just give me the ball. And you notice whenever he demanded that ball, one of the three stooges gave it to him. Give me the ball. He got the pass and off he went. He just, took those players, hit them hard, came out the other side and got that ball over the line. That's what we've been missing, guys. 7 offloads from Carraz. And I think it was 17 or 18 offloads for the team against 3 for Melbourne. And I know we'll go through the stats later, but that just shows straight away the intent that they had and how important that second phase play is for our style of game. You know, we've been saying it for the last 5 weeks. We've been lacking in that area. We haven't been getting that second phase play. A lot of the way we play is on the back of that, guys. That's how our style is.
Especially first set.
And we did it again. Leo Thompson, as much as he got a pass that was up here by Kurt Mann in the first set, okay?
The worst pass I've ever fucking seen.
He got it down, and then he still got the offload away. And guys, how many times, if you've been on this podcast, which a lot of you have, I've been saying it forever and a day, and we talk about it a lot, that first set offload, it just shows the intent from the start. We did the same thing against Penrith. King got the offload in his first set as well, and we just build on that.
When you're offline, I actually went fully into that.
Yeah.
But a few people weren't actually on here, I don't think.
That's all right. We've got a few more on now, so that's okay. That's very important for us guys, and that really shows the intent. But for Carraz to do what he did, the way he played, and finish that game, and look, that confidence might have been knocked around when he gave away that easy try, but he would have felt like, I still need to get my own try back just to cancel that one out, and he did, and he iced the game. Awesome stuff there. So good to see Steve Reid in the sheds having a beer. Yeah, and I think he was interviewed by Andrew Johns as well. G'day, Lucas.
Evening, Lucas, mate.
Show the passion and strength he showed to crash over and score. Exactly.
Happy birthday to Brian.
Yeah, Brian, happy birthday, mate.
Today. His birthday's today, 24th
30,
of May.
mate. Looking good for 30, buddy. Well done.
And I had to say happy birthday to somebody else. I think it's somebody's son.
You'll get there, mate.
I think it's Tony's son, or I think his name's Alan. Happy birthday to Alan on the 24th of May as well. Yep. I think his name's Alan. Sorry, I get really confused. Just going to look for it.
No worries. Sayed, g'day, mate. Didn't see the other day, mate. Hope you were there. Please don't understand that. People don't understand Montoya might not be the fastest or the flashiest, and people have been critical as well, but his energy and yardage and carries are so underrated, especially the energy. Look, guys, and you saw the way that he plays the other day. Like, yes, even that first try they scored, he still put his body on the line. It was just a good hit, like from the other player, like that just pushed him around a bit, and he still got around him. But it wasn't a bad effort. It was just he knows that he could be better there, and I reckon 7-8 times out of 10 he'll make that tackle. Yes, mate. Another birthday.
Happy birthday to Trent, Matty Warren's son. There you go, Matty. And Matty just joined us.
Trent Warren, happy birthday.
There you go.
And Brian, happy birthday as well, guys. Hope you had a great day, and we're just going to finish it off for you nicely now. I know you've been waiting all day for this bit to celebrate your birthday, to listen to the podcast. Just to celebrate the doggies win. There you go. And look, Michael, can you have a birthday every week, mate, so we can have a win as well?
It's my birth year. It's my birth year, guys.
That's it, guys.
Season. It's my birth season.
That's it. And what do you got here? Shall we, Mick? Let's just move on tonight from these negative people. We've got a game to talk about. Yes, mate. Up the Dogs. Thank you, mate. Hats look good.
That's it.
Quick guy, good win, boys. Have a good stream and good week. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, Timmy, I'm back, baby. I'm back.
You're all
right.
Chico.
Yeah, it's okay,
Chico, mate. One win, buddy.
I think you can't write. I think Chico can't write. I think he's got the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 comes after 4. Nick Chico, in case you're not sure.
I can only count to 4. I can only count to 4.
Leo Thompson, 52 tackle, guys, and that's without even playing the full game, guys. Just to show you the effort, and he played big minutes, guys. He played all the way to the 50th minute before getting replaced. Yes, of course, there's half time, but
I told you guys.
He's getting himself ready, guys. He's a big minute player. It won't be long before he's playing 70 minutes every week, guys. 65, 70 minutes if we need him.
What actually happened was that he stayed on the field, and Max King come off after 25 minutes, and then Max King replaced Leo Thompson after I think 60 minutes, and I think he come on again at the end.
Yep. Sandy,
just trying to work out the team.
Welcome.
G'day, Sandy.
Love the podcast. Keep the blue and white faithful. New win would come soon. Good on the players and coaches. When you believe the blue and white, go out to fight. Absolutely. All we needed was just Gus to settle us down, guys. Talk a few podcasts, get everyone, hearing some stories, and off we go. And then give something to the media to start extracting these pieces of his podcast and turning it around and making it into a story against us. Love it. Love it, guys. They got nothing else to talk about.
I'll be decoding the whole thing tonight.
That's it.
Don't you worry about that. There was one person he was speaking to the whole week. One person, Matt Burton.
Yep.
You know, he knew he wasn't going to help his own career by going live, because it wasn't really going to help the Bulldogs other than shut things up. They're trying to sit there and twist everything like that they're against each other. Oh, Gus just spoke. Did you hear him say this? Blah, 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 blah. And make it about Galvin and all this stuff. And you know what he did? That discussion about Matty wants to be a Bulldog. We want Matty to remain, which he's basically said that on Twitter all preseason, in like a few words. And what happened is that when he's sitting there talking about that, like James, I felt James did a really good job of trying to get the narratives that were out there to Gus. And what he was actually talking about was, like he's sitting there saying, well, how come you're talking to Verrills? We need a backup hooker. Okay. And we're not going for him anyway. We decided we didn't want, he'd met with Metcalf years ago, about 3 or 4 years ago. Good player on the market. I probably wanted to find out the situation as to why he wants to leave New Zealand and stuff.
Yep.
And that's what he's talking about, the process. The processes is that Gus will meet the players. Sometimes he doesn't, and he might just speak to the manager or speak on the phone. Usually they're contacting him. And then the coach goes and has dinner with them where they do an interview without him knowing it. That'll usually have a board member. It could be Adam Druisi, could be John Curry, could be someone else who's there. Might have one of the main recruitment manager there with them. The manager will be there and the player. And they'll be interviewed without even knowing it half the time. And then they just, through that process, they decide, okay, well, based on this, this, and this, I want the player. And then Gus might say, well, based on this, this, and this, I don't want them, and vice versa. And then if it gets to a point of, then they just line up, well, how'd they answer that question? And what were your thoughts around this? What were your thoughts around that? And they just bounce it off. And inevitably, through all the different layers that they go through in the process, they're going to come up with an answer, which writes its own story. And look, of course, it's going to come down to a point and say, you tell me why we can't have him, and what's the payoff if we don't get this person that I really want, or you tell me why it means so much that we have to get this person into our organization. Because I'm at a loggerheads. I'm sure that's going to happen at some point. And then it comes down to what the process favors more than the individual. So they're going to have to use the process to back up their point. And that's how a lot of decisions are made in boardrooms and stuff like that. Like, it's a business at the end of the day. And that's why we don't have Adam Fanua-Blake, guys. That's why the process said no. That's why we don't have Luke Metcalf or weren't interested in making him an offer. It's why we didn't make an offer for Terrell May. There's something in the process there. Now Gus loves Terrell May. He always talks him up. He thinks he should play Origin. He loves Keon Kalamatangi. I'm pretty sure there was probably a chat with him too. Maybe cost us too much. But at the end of the day, a lot of our Bulldogs fans from the 80s and 90s think that we can just wave a magic wand and go and pick 4 or 5 players and give them whatever they want and make it work. And then the media talk about Gus like, oh, he can make it work. He'll just flick these few off. Even James sort of said it. We'll just flick that one off. But in all of that, the construct of the narrative was that, well, where's Matt Burton going to fit? If you get Metcalf, well, he wasn't going to fit. If Mitch Woods, who Gus says needs to play in our pathways a lot more before he's even considered for NRL, right? And they're saying, well, yeah, but what if he is the 7 that you think he's going to be, and Galvin is the 6, which you've also now said that he's going to be the 6 or the. And he goes, I never said that. I just said we never bought him as a 7 because, but he's the best 7 we've got right now. And Serrato's just elaborated more that if he keeps playing and developing the way he is at 7, he can make that position his own, which is the right message. Right. And here's the final piece. Matt Burton. Oh, well, if Matt wants to stay, well, depending on basically, it's like, well, Matt, if you want to stay as our 6, you go out there and fucking do what you did on the other night. That's the challenge to you, Matt. If you do that every week, and then Serrato comes out after the press conference and goes, when Matt Burton plays like that, we win most games. We win.
Exactly.
So there's something in Matt Burton, which is within Matt Burton's control. And if he does want to be a Bulldog, you can see when he's singing that song and he's like, let's go. Like, that's every bit of country boy there. I fucking could see it from a mile away. And he is a fucking Bulldog. Now, if he wants to stay for $700,000 as a centre, okay, that's what he'll be offered if he's gonna be someone who gets the ball handed to him from someone else, right? If he wants Galvin to give him the ball on the edge, or the fullback to feed him the ball on the edge, that's what's going to happen. But if Matt Burton's going to run and take the team on his back with him like he did the other night, he gets his $1 million, and we go, okay, we move someone else on. If that's what Matt's going to give us, he could do that for how many years? And then if he's going to be able to do that and pick up the ball and kick it when we need it kicked, defend the way he defended on the weekend too, by the way. He was phenomenal without the ball. He was, and I've said this all year, he's actually been smashing blokes, but he's been getting fatigued out of it and then getting left out of marker, and opposition halfbacks have just pulled our pants down. So if Matt brings that energy every week, Matt Burton writes his own contract, and Gus and the board sign it and ratify it. It's as simply done as that. That's the end of the story. But if we don't get that from Matt, we need to get that from Matt. And we don't care what the stats are. We only care what we see from Matt doing that stuff, right? And
there's a reason he's been in the Origin team for the last 5 years.
Huh?
There's a reason he's been in the Origin team for the last 5 years. I mean, that's
exactly.
Everybody knows the player that he can be. He's knows what he can be.
One of the best players in the competition. He is
100%.
elite.
Yep.
He's better than Cameron Munster.
Yep.
He is. He's better than him. But Cameron gets him on effort.
He was toying with the Storm the other day. Birdo was toying with the Storm the other day. It was toying with him. Whenever he decided he wanted to run,
like
he was
a 250,000 player.
Yeah.
That he was when he left the Bulldogs. Not the $450,000 player he's right now. He made Nick Meaney look absolutely hopeless.
Yeah.
And Nick's not. But I said in my articles, Nick Meaney has to improve if the Storm are going to be in the top 4 or win a comp. And he hasn't. Defensively, he hasn't. And he's going to leave their club. He'll probably do all right next year. But they're missing Tyrone Wishart. I know they're missing all these players, guys. I get that. But our team played its game, and they've got to go out there and do that against Wests, and then we're going to do it against Parramatta. That'll be 6. That'll be 6-7.
And we only used 16 for the last 70 minutes because once Preston was gone after 10 minutes, we had to reshuffle and start again, guys. But they covered it well this time. It was seamless.
If
and
if we lose that game, though, what's the narrative?
Yeah.
Oh, Serrato was chopping and changing. He could have played Cade Dykes at fullback. Why did he put Carraz there? Why did he bring Montoya back? See, this is what we're going. I know we want to get on and talk about it, but you guys have got to block this shit out, right? And make sure, like, he's.
Yeah. If Hayward's your hooker, why is he coming off the bench? All these stories are going to come out. And look how well he did when he came on. Defensively, he was cleaning up a lot of that mess around the ruck, and they never scored a try when he was on the field.
No.
You know what I mean? They didn't score a point when he was on the field. So, the only points they scored were those lousy 2 points that shouldn't have been, and that was it. So he really did his job well there. And his passing, you could see when you compare him to Kurt Mann, I'm not saying Kurt Mann's a bad player, but the timing and the crisp passing. And one thing I was focusing on as well, especially when you're there, you can see those passes, the ones that were out in front, crisp, on the hands, even across the back line, that the team was on. Like, that confidence comes as well, guys. And we've been talking about it for weeks, how they've been up high, down below, bit behind. They were passing correctly, and even just to execute some of those tries when we got that quick turnovers, the passes were on point. You miss it up sometimes and you can miss those opportunities, but they did everything right when they had to. But that's the confidence they've built from that game. They need to continue on with now, guys. It's all great for us to have that one game, but it's now about using that as a platform to keep building into.
So Appy and Jareem are back. Welcome to you, Mr. Incredible.
Welcome, mate.
And thank you so much. And just let you know, mate, if you are a member or join the dog pack, you get a which is a monthly fee of about $10. You get a ticket into all of our draws as well.
Should have gotten a few more 6 agains. Definitely made a difference. I will say one thing, guys, and I'm sure a lot of you have watched the game more than once now, like most of us. I even though I had a long night after the game, I still watched the game again before I went to bed. But one thing I noticed was our team was extremely disciplined in defense as well, guys. If you notice, we actually got off them a lot quicker than you think to make sure we didn't concede 6 agains and cheap penalties and whatever. We only copped a couple of infringements early on, but really that second half, the way we played, we knew that we had them covered the way the guys were playing, and we were jumping off. We were making sure we'd pull players off them, not to give them a 6 again or a penalty or give them any type of momentum. The discipline, they really worked on it this week, guys, and it was noticeable. As much as that ref wanted to give it to us, and he did get us a lot of poor decisions, like Serraldo really made sure he pointed out, like Mick said before, you could see it so clearly, like he's been frustrated with the calls, and he made sure he said it, that we had to win 3 challenges without saying the ref stuffed up 3 times. He made sure he spoke about it, and they even had a decision that was basically ruled, inconclusive, which I thought was a knock on every day of the week. Shouldn't have been an inconclusive one. It was pretty clear cut, but it's the Melbourne Storm, guys, so they gave them benefit of the doubt. There you go, mate. Aki's watching it for the 10th time already. But yeah, as you watch that game, guys, you'll see how quick we got off them, and when we go through the stats ladder, you'll see even outplay the balls. And, one thing I noticed, guys, and you see it a lot, when Matt Burton does what he does, the best thing about his breaks that he does is have a look at how quick he plays the ball once he's been tackled, guys. He is lightening up and playing that ball. So whatever he's just done, that extra second of speed that he'll do from a normal play of the ball to when he does it makes a huge difference when you've got that attacking momentum after a short or long break.
The commentator
watch that game a few times, you'll see how many times he jumps up, plays the ball, and it's just crazy, guys. Really, really, really smart way to play. And there's a lot of players that in our team that are starting to do that as well now. Even Salmon does it very well, guys, as well.
Well, Salmon's been at 2.7 seconds through the middle for the last 3 or 4 weeks.
There you go.
So he's generating off. So when he does take the run, he generates and that's what the Cameron. They're saying he's trying to be Isaiah. Well, Cameron Murray's to me
he's the benchmark. He's the benchmark. Yeah.
If Cameron Murray played for Penrith for all these years, they would have won just as many comps, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if Isaiah played for South,
he'd be a good player.
He's a good player, though. I love Isaiah. Absolute, and I love the way he speaks. He's an absolute gentleman. Happy birthday to you, James. And then we've got the other James on who just sits there and takes the old, he's gaslighting. He's gaslighting. It's like, God, man. People are so ridiculous. Like, I'm not even a huge fan of Gus. I love the final word. I disagree with him on so many things in general. But when it comes to rugby league, your return on investment goes up. Simple.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. And we're not getting that from anyone in our system for a long time. We'll get people who'll come in and do some stuff and the share price will go up. But what that left it, the whole bottom fell out. We lost everything. This guy is getting it going. He's got to be allowed to finish the job. He didn't gaslight James at all. When he's talking about, you let Reed Marty go. No.
He respected Reed Marnie enough not to say what he didn't want to say, guys. He respected him enough, and every ex-player, to say just enough of what he had to say, and be respectful about the fact that, there's still humans out there and he doesn't want to start anything up. He could have said a lot more, and we've said the story on here, guys. Michael's even written articles about what's happened to Reed Marnie, but out of respect for Reed, Gus was very controlled in his response there, guys. But he made it very clear that everything that happened with Marnie and Sexton was happening from the off-season, not from the middle of the season when Galvin came. That had nothing to do with it. 100% it was a coincidence, as he said, because all that information we knew about at the start of the year, there was already talk from Sam Ayoub and everything else about Reed asking for permission to negotiate. That was already happening, guys, from before the first ball was kicked, before game one.
Exactly.
So there was no surprise there.
And that's the thing. And look, it's the same. That's what they do in Penrith. And this is when Gus says, my job is to make my job redundant. And he said that's what the idea of anyone who knows business, who has people come in and they come into places and they fix them up and then they go. That's what Gus is. He is there there's all these dickheads who say, he's just there to get his money. And he tries to prolong the pain as long as possible. It's like, well, how could you say that? You've gone from being on your knees to being in a position where the fans expect you're going to win comps. That doesn't happen without having him doing his job properly. All this gaslighting, I never heard the word gaslighting until about 3 years ago. It seems like people say it to make them feel intelligent. It's like,
and
honestly, he come in here and he said exactly what happened. I think he put it more in a nutshell was we couldn't keep in the salary cap. This is a guy who wants players to earn as much money as they possibly can. And when they can't find a club, if they're going about it the wrong way, he sort of sits there and gives them silence. But it's like Viliami Kikau when he signed with the Bulldogs. His manager, under the framework that Gus created, his manager gets a phone call from the club to say, Viliami, we want him to stay here to the end of his contract. Right? We love him, but we can't insult him by taking 200 grand off his contract because we've got to bring Liam Martin through and all these other guys. Right? Because that's the way it works. So he signed the next day. He's taking a photo with a shirt on at the Bulldogs the very next fucking day. Right? The difference is that Reed and was like, well, I've come here to build this place. I want to be part of the outcome. And that was hard for him to cop. So it's like, well, I don't want to be leaving at the end of 27, at the end of 26. No, you can fit me in, send someone else out. No, well, it's probably we're not going to be able to do that. And part of that is, and what he was talking about with the coaching team was that his feedback was he was fucking up after under
60
fatigue.
minutes.
Back ends of halves. The amount of, as I said, the amount of times the hero play was done after we just wrestled our way out of and grinded our way out of long defensive periods, and he'd be in a rush to try and get it back on his own back. Now, that's positive football, and it's great if it pays off, but it didn't. Often it would result in us conceding after being so resilient for so long in 4 or 5 massive matches. And then a game which I still watched. I've watched it about, I reckon, 30 times, the 2024 grand semi-final loss.
Against Manly.
Where we're just so much better than Manly and lose. The tries that Jacob Carraz scores, who played on the left wing in that match, by the way. No one had a fucking problem with Carraz playing left wing on that game, did they? Did they?
Short memories, mate.
It's only when it's relative to the narrative.
That's right.
We want to have fun, but we know what's at stake, and we know this is why I'm so serious about it. I know how these fuckwits can bring down our club and make it so hard. Now, at the end of the day, as Gus said, it's hard to we're building over a long-term strategy, but if you can just win this week, he said that for a good decade, but he hasn't lied about any of it. There was the people who brought up the 5-year plans. Jane, I got a couple of the videos sent to me. Gus never once said it. It was said on the headline, but he never said it. The headline on 100% Footy was Gus's 5-year plan at the Dogs at the end of 2021. He never said 5-year plan. And then in 2023, he was asked a question about how long is it going to take? And he said it's going to take 5 or 6 years for us to get the juniors ready. That wasn't 5 or 6 years to win a comp.
Yep.
And just like in Penrith in 2014, he got a team of good, tough workers to try and fill the spot while they built that team through, or they brought that team through. And before we go into the stats and everything and do a few more chats, I now just want to quickly talk about the Ron Massey Cup yesterday. The Bulldogs defeated the St. Mary's Saints, who are undefeated this season. Christian Crichton plays for him on the wing. Stephen Crichton's older brother. He'd come to the Dogs. They've got a bunch of park footballers there that have played through Penrith systems. St. Mary's is where a lot of those kids have come from in their pathways. It just produces so many Penrith kids, right? It's a proud club in its own right. And it's got a heap of talent in it. Our Bulldogs guys beat it. Damon Humphreys, the halfback. We've got two it's funny, we've got 2 6s or 7s in both Flegg and in Ron Massey that wear headgear like Birdo. Bronson Rubin was phenomenal as well on the weekend. But Damon Humphreys, I think we got 4 tries from kicks that he did, little grubbers and stuff. So but the point I want to make with that is that when we entered that competition, which is the 4th grade, we could barely win a game. The second year, I think we won 2 or 3 games. Third year, which was last year, we were in front at halftime in about 7 or 8 matches. And I think we might have had 4 wins last year. This year, we've already had 5 wins, and I think we've had 3 losses. But it's the development and the amount of young kids in it, and plus players from New South Wales Cup and Jersey Flegg. It just means the depth we've got in that junior system in those grades is so much greater. And then we get to our New South Wales Cup team, which is mainly filled with pathways talent, right? So we're in a much better position. We don't have to win these competitions, but it's about producing the depth. And the problem with this year so far is we just haven't had that depth ready in time to be able to it's been a frustrating process for all involved. So players like Connor Tracy and Marcello Montoya probably shouldn't have been playing for the last 3 or 4. Like, they should have come out of the team a lot longer before that they did. And if you've got Cade Dykes, just say you get another 5 or 6 games into him. If you had him at that level, he probably would have come in, right? Same if Jacob wasn't injured, he would have come in. They would have brought these players in.
Montoya hasn't played since he's come out of our team. He didn't play any cup games either. He's been recovering.
Rest.
He's been recovering
from a bad injury. It was
So
the same as last year.
he
played injured way past. Bronson Cherry played injured in that that win against the Cowboys up there last year was huge. They were broken. But Jethro comes in fresh. And where did we play our game? Where did we win the moments?
Great break and score, yeah.
Tuala and Ari Tuala had only just come into the side. And Jethro Rinikama. So everyone's sort of talking about, who's going to get dropped when Critter comes back? Well, I think Critter will come back against the Eels. Or will he even get to play in that game? Yeah, he should get to play in that game, eh?
Yeah, we will.
And then it'll be the fortnight after that. It'll be Origin again.
Correct.
If he gets picked. So I think this week they will keep the same team on the park as we had against the Storm, against West. So Jareen Buller expected to be back, and Appy Coruscant after suspension. But there's another guy is Samuela Fainu back, because he's been huge for them this year. I'm hoping
I hope they're all back. I prefer to play teams with all their stars out there, so there's no complacency. But one thing I'll say, just to finish off about Gus that you spoke about earlier, as the general manager, guys, he's not required by anyone to go there in front and do a 1.5 hour chat, for any podcast. He doesn't have to do that, guys. He doesn't have to answer these questions. And Ciraldo only needs to say what he needs to say in the press conferences just to keep the noise down and protect his plays. He doesn't have to answer to us and all of us people always expecting him to give you a different scenario. I mean, look at Bellamy when he sits there. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. I don't know. We'll work on it. He knows exactly. He's not going to tell you what's wrong, guys. I don't know. I know. That's how they are, guys. That's their job. If you guys are expecting, auto repeat, Ciraldo's. If I hear one more thing about the effort was there, guys, he can say whatever he wants to say. He's not answering to you.
And that's the whole thing. There is effort there. Even the week before against the Sharks, it wasn't play after play of no effort. There was moments, individual moments and individual errors. And that was the same the week before. Individual errors from individuals at the wrong time when there was 14 other blokes. There was 10 or 12 other blokes on the field who just busted their ass.
Yep.
And then a player through hesitation, confidence, lack of self-belief at that moment, injury, putting them under fatigue, not being able to keep up with the play. All this stuff on Montoya couldn't keep up. It's because he was injured and probably because he does struggle anyway. But the intensity he brings when he's fit is good for our team right now, right? So all these bloody things are relevant, and that's your context. And that's what the coach is talking about.
And that second half against the Sharks last week is what gave them the confidence to come out and finish off against the Storm this week, guys. They knew they could do it. They just keep missing the start, and they missed the start again the other day, but they knew it was just pathetic the way they did it. It wasn't anything, just a few silly. Look at that first try they scored. I still think that was an offside, guys. The guy that passed the ball ended up in front, came back and grabbed the ball. That could have gone either way, and no one would have complained about it if they said it was offside. Yet they scored that try. And then obviously Carraz. And then the last one, Galvin ran up, passed the ball, and left Satilli on his own. A good halfback can exploit that, guys. It was too good. That's it. but they knew that they were in the game. That second half against the Sharks, they were running all over the top of them, guys. As much as people want to say, oh, they were already down by 100, doesn't matter. They still felt like they got back in the game. They were charging back. They played confidently. They could have scored another couple of tries.
And we're getting long-range tries again. We're getting long-range tries again.
Exactly. And that's up until a few weeks ago, guys. We hadn't done that all season at all.
Last week.
Exactly. So now we're starting to do that, guys. We're starting to believe again. And now we got the offloads again. We got second phase play, which is what we work on. The defense will come now. You watch. Now they'll start to cement themselves back into that best defensive team mindset because now the confidence will build around it. So all these little things is how they've trained. And look at the last few games as well this weekend, guys. They weren't these big blowouts again. They were a lot more controlled, much tighter games. You know, like even yesterday, what was Manly 12-10 against the Gold Coast? So the game is hopefully it starts to get back into where we want it to be for us with the players we've got at our disposal. And if not, then we just have to keep pushing the button a few more areas to raise the bar a bit. But
it's funny though, it's how it suits a team like us.
Yep.
When it gets into that. Like, well, even the Dragons were close for a while in their game, weren't they? They were in front and then they butchered something and they were down 14-6 and they got a try after half time. I think it was 14-12 or something, and they got blown away. But yeah, it was a lot closer this weekend. And that's
that was Holmes. Holmes cost his team dearly. So if any Dragons are on here, Holmes was absolutely horrific, guys. He's I mean, I know he's set up one late, but he's out of form badly defensively. He's got no idea at the moment. So we'll go through a few more chats, mate, and then I think we should get your stats ready, mate. We can have a proper review. So Buller Appy back. Carraz offers the late offloads, which kill sides. Absolutely, mate. And if you noticed again, it's not just an offload popping out. He's well held, 2 or 3 players, either the one over the top or the one out below, and it comes into the breadbasket, and we're straight away on the attack again, guys. G'day, Harsha. Great win. Yes. Matty Warren, evening all. Great to get the 2 points. And I think Mike, shout out to your son for his birthday. So, yep. Okay. It was cool to get the win, but there's still a long way to go. Always improvement. No matter which game you play, which game you win, there's always improvement, guys. So don't worry about that. Mahdi saying, I think it was Thompson's best game so far.
Yeah, we'll look at some individuals. Yep.
Continue getting better. And don't forget, guys, that was his first win in Bulldog colours. So that was exciting. Had a heart attack 2 weeks ago. Yes. Bulldogs will be releasing an alternate jersey on Tuesday, guys.
Hey, can you go back to that one, please?
Which one?
The heart attack.
This one? Yep.
Yeah, he actually did, guys. So thanks. So Mike was in hospital and big, thinking of you, mate. Glad that everything's okay and you're on the.
We gave you a big shout out as well. Michael gave you a big shout out as well. Wished you all the best.
Yep. So
good to see you're fit and firing, mate. Probably a few stints in there or whatever you do, and off you go, mate. Recharge.
That's it.
Yeah, guys, the Bulldogs released a little snippet of something coming in on Tuesday, guys. So be ready for that. Looks like there's going to be potentially something looks like a darker version of our jersey, some alternate jersey, something. So
hopefully it's a black one.
Who knows? But guys, I think something like that could be snapped up in a hurry. So get on there and get ready, guys. It's just before the Eid on Wednesday, so there'll be a lot of people with spare cash flying around, guys. And you guys that know what I'm talking about will know there's going to be a lot of money floating around for those jersey giveaways. We didn't make as many errors as we've done in recent weeks. We'll talk about the completion shortly. It was very good. We'll come to that one as well about who's going to take Preston's position.
I think it'd be Logan Spinks.
Logan Spinks was injured yesterday, mate.
Oh, was he?
Well, he came off very gingerly. He was fighting fitness all week through the game, all game, and then he stayed down late in the game and sort of came off on the sideline and was
Damn it.
yeah, was hampered by it looked like some type of leg injury. But just talking from the stands. Great night for
Reardon
players
could be
and
a
fans.
chance. Reardon could be a chance, or
Yeah.
Salmon.
I reckon Salmon might have got the front running. I think personally, but let's see what happens. Far from great. Yeah, look, it's good. One thing I was disappointed with, guys, I was very disappointed with the Bulldogs not recognizing the 2000s game at the game, guys. Like, there wasn't a lot. There was a very small article that was written in their thing, during the week, but there wasn't that big build-up, something, ceremony, whatever it was, to celebrate only the third team in all of rugby league to play 2,000 games. And that was a massive achievement. And, I know they probably didn't want to make the build-up or whatever, but guys, there's a milestone you've just achieved. At least celebrate it. 2,000 games, put it all over the screen, something. I felt a bit disappointed that, we've been talking about it. I think I published something on All Things Bulldogs on the 31st of January saying that our 2000s game will be round 12, which it was. And I even relayed it back to the Bulldogs and they said, yeah, we're doing something. Our team's all over it. I never saw nothing. And at the game, zero, guys, nothing there. So disappointing from that side, not to, give it a bit more ceremony, but, let's see what happens in the next 1,000 guys, if anyone's around. Hayes will fill in for Preston. I'm not sure about that one.
I think he's a prop now, mate. But
Yeah.
it is a chance. It is definitely a chance, but
Yeah,
I think he's a prop now. I think
what a bloody game. Underhill is a weapon, yes, and I'm pretty sure in saying that Jack signed still for another couple of years. Is that right, Mick?
Yeah, he comes into the top 30 next year.
There you go.
As does Logan Spinks, as does Gordon Chan Kum Tong.
Yep.
What do you think of Gordon's game yesterday?
He did cop a little injury as well, but he played all right. I felt he played a lot better than Patrick Young. His defense still worries me, and he missed some very, very soft one-on-one tackles. And everyone knows as a hooker, that's where you need to be strong. You need to be rock solid in defense. And even though Young was running out of dummy half and showing a bit more flair, he keeps letting himself down defensively, which, as everyone knows, Seraldo is very strong.
He's in Flegg though. But Bailey Hayward was when coming out of Flegg in the cup was.
It's early on, mate. It's early on. That's what they'll work on.
Tackles galore.
Look, he's at least in the cup, mate. At least he's got him opportunity.
That's why he's there. That's why he's there to know the difference, to tackle
bigger bodies.
The men.
Yep.
And yeah, but look, hopefully Gordon keeps developing. It could be a spot for him on the bench this week if Salmon does move to edge, and obviously I reckon they would start Bailey Hayward at 9 again, although people will say, oh, Hayward should go to 13 off the bench and Man should start and blah, blah, blah. And yep. Maybe.
Underhill, the Undertaker was the call, I think, on Channel 9 the other day.
The Undertaker.
Last year we struggled to win in the wet. This year we've won 2 games, yes, against the Raiders as well. I feel Bronson had his best game of the season, and Burton running the ball was so good to see. That's right, Scary.
Yeah, I put up a thing from Seraldo. I've shared it around on the short. So it's got Seraldo in the press conference. It was Bronson and Birdo's best game of the year. And then he says, when Birdo plays like that, we win most games.
Most games, 100%.
And then it shows their highlights. So
beautiful.
They'll definitely stand out.
Matty Warren, great to see both lower grades win as well. Yeah, we were just 6 points short of hitting 100 guys yesterday. So that's how big at Belmore for those 2 games. It was very, very dominant. Good results. AJ got I think he might have got missed a week or 2 potentially. We'll come down, catch up. Okay. Big Roo is back. Welcome back.
He's back when we win, bro. Welcome, Big Red.
Underhill is a Queenslander, correct? We did get him from Queensland. And
Yeah, he's
guys,
a definite Queenslander.
he was playing for a feeder team that actually feed into the Storm.
That's
and
right.
they didn't take an
Sunshine
option.
Coast
They didn't take
Falcons.
an option to take him, and the Bulldogs snapped him up. So the scouts did their job and snapped him up and brought him to Sydney. So he actually makes comment, guys, about when he came here, how he had to learn everything from fresh, and he was finally got to meet his first Lebanese person, etc. So it was a whole new ball game for him, guys. And now we're in his face every day. So God love it. Similar feeling. Yep. Okay. And there's Timmy introducing everyone to all things positive Bulldogs podcast. Mick, I just wasn't
drunk.
Yes,
Yeah.
due to the
Back
health
when
issues.
I was talking
Yes.
before, yeah.
As soon as I saw Croswell, I thought we would win. Yeah.
I thought we
Thanks
were
for
going to win
jumping
anyway.
on.
And
Should we let him
this?
start?
No, I want to speak to Paul. He's been ripping into Tracy every fucking week.
Go for it, mate.
He's been injured, mate.
Yep.
He's not because he can't play. He's been injured, and they've had no other option until now. It's as simple as that. So yes, it should have given you confidence that someone's come back fresh. And Serrato was very bullish about how fresh Carraz was prior to the game. Saying he's 100%.
All the coaching staff did to getting prepared.
Yep. So he knew what was coming, the coach. And, you know, I want people to see that rumor that went around and just understand how mentally crazy our fan base is. And just
disgusting.
Block those fuckers. Whenever you see them talk,
disgusting.
If you see the person comment, go and block their profile so you can't see their comment. That's how you get rid of it.
Disgusting.
Instead of replying to them, just go block them. They're not worth it. They're not worth it.
And look, guys, the last 2 years, Tracy's been our best player consistently, guys. Consistently our best player. You know, like Michael said, he scored the most points for the Daily M, not by coincidence. He was the difference last year from us being in the top 4 or not being in the top 4, or even in the 8. He was consistent for us. And when he went down with an injury late in the year, we struggled without him. And it took us some time before we got going again. So that's the important.
Look, before we, just to qualify that, Gas, people are right to have an issue with the missed tackles against the Dolphins, messing up getting it wrong in attack, not getting across to some things on time when he would, all this sort of stuff, dropping high balls, a feeling of timidness in that part of the game. He was still running with heaps of vigor out of yardage. He still did that really well. His return carries, he was still getting meters. So there's parts of his game which were still good, but there was just all these other parts which he struggled with due to the fatigue issues with his injury. It was struggling. It made it really hard for him to sprint over and do those in that fullback role. You just got to be sprint. And obviously the captain Critter with his shoulder injuries and stuff and what he's had wasn't an option, or they would have done that. And just for the balance of the side and just hoping he'd be able to get through it. And if they could manage these things, they just couldn't. So these players did have individual errors which cost the team dearly. And you're all right to be upset at that, but it's not a permanent thing. Nothing's permanent with the team. It's a whole club getting through 27 rounds and trying to give our team the opportunity to win as many games as it can, to hopefully play finals and keep developing our players and building our core of juniors into our club so that we can have that ongoing sustainable success. And the players that are there, I know it's one win. We don't want to be here next Saturday night going, oh, fuck me.
But just on that, Tracy, as well for you, Michael. So if you look at the start of the season when he was not injured, if you look at just his total running meters, guys, just a simple stat, not everything else. He was doing 246, 214, 233, 183, 132 against the Panthers in a game that we won, and then 232 against the Eels. Now, he's been injured since that game and has been hampered, and you could see straight away a drop in his running. So then he went from averaging over 200, then he's been doing 142, 129, 110, and against the Sharks last week with a few breaks, he got back up to 183. But that average is well down, and that you could see there's a correlation there between when he was injured and when he wasn't, because he had a hamstring, a high one, so he was still able to play, but it was affecting him. And if you just slightly off, half a second off on your timing, affects everything that you do. He knows that he wanted to be in other positions, but yeah, it affects you. And then once you start missing a few tackles, your confidence goes down as well. But look at the tackles and the defense he was doing early in the season. Those games where he was saving us again with those desperation tackles, the one against Canberra, all those things, guys. That's when you know but once you miss a few, the confidence was down. And yeah, so those numbers clearly show a lack of sort of, the effort's still there, but the output is not going to be generating the same thing for him. So probably a good thing he's got a few weeks off for him anyway. So, and hopefully we'll see a different Tracy back.
Josh Curran will be playing Edge next week, guys. Just so you're ready for it. That's what's going to happen. And just letting you know that right now.
Based on his performance in Cup yesterday, I wouldn't put him in the team yet. I'm just saying. Based on his performance in Cup yesterday, I wouldn't have him in the team based on his performance in Cup.
Not interested or
didn't play a good game. I felt personally. I know they won the game, and maybe I can watch it again and see something else. But just watching him yesterday, just to see, as a first grader, for me, I expected him to be at a higher level. Sometimes, like I'll give you an example. Dykes yesterday played at a level that was not Cup level. He made them look like kids yesterday when he was running the ball. I expected Josh to play at that higher level as well, that energy, but wasn't doing it for me yesterday, guys. So I don't know if Seraldo watched the game. I didn't see him there. If you watch it after, but I know they were at the race day yesterday, the first grade team. That's why they weren't down there. They were at the track.
He might have been. He's got that rib injury too, so he might have just been out there getting fitness, doing his tackles. Maybe, how is he tackling? How is his defense?
That's what I was more worried about. Wasn't perfect, mate. So,
I just haven't watched it yet, but I will.
Yeah, have a look at it.
I actually watched the Ron Massey. Yeah, I watched the Ron Massey.
Yeah, have a look at it in more detail and have a look from there. But I just felt like when I watched him yesterday, I'm like, I don't think he's ready. I would rather have Jed Reardon in there than have him in there, and I'd even have Salmon in there on the edge as well.
Jed normally plays on the right edge. Tupanua could probably move left, but I wouldn't want to move. He's forming a combination with Galvin now.
He's getting well on the right, yeah. But I think Salmon for me, mate, works. I don't know. I think a change like that is good. It was forced. Let it stay like that. He showed that he can continue linking those plays out the back there. And why change that combination with Salmon, Burden, and Cherry the way they're going out there? So
I just don't know what it does for our 13.
Yeah.
So that means Mann goes out there to start. So I heard O'Sullivan wasn't really good. He was doing a lot of motivating, but
he threw some good passes in the Cup, but he played as well. But yeah.
And he was with Alex Conti.
Yeah.
How'd Conti go?
It wasn't his best game. He played well. It was solid. Tries hard. Had a few errors, a few hospital passes he threw as well that shouldn't have to be thrown. Some poor options, but he was solid all around. Obviously, they had look. We were under a lot of pressure in that game. We defended well, and the Storm are the team coming last, and they've obviously pushed a lot of their players up to first grade, so they're struggling at the moment. And if we had played a better team yesterday, we would have had a tough challenge, on our hands. It was just, a few long-range tries and intercept by Sewer, etc. But it wasn't as clinical a performance as a scoreline might suggest. it was. Yeah, so I felt like our team played well, did enough, and we defended at times long minutes on our line, and didn't concede, which was good. But the level of that game wasn't great. But just a few shining moments there in the game. But yeah, for me, the big one that put his hand up was Cade. Was Dykes. And there was some good effort areas, even by AJ. In the first half, there took the ball a big right foot step. Beat a few players and scored under the post. Just to show his confidence. But obviously, he'll probably cop a suspension for his send off.
Well, I've got him. I'll just give you my side for next week, and then we'll get into I'll go through the team stats quickly. Carraz, Renakama, Cherry, Tuala, Montoya, Burton, Galvin, King, Hayward, Thompson, Salmon, Tupanua, Mann, O'Sullivan, Hayes, Underhill, Jones, Pending, Judiciary, Jonathan Sewer, then into Jed Reardon, Lipboy, Hotboy, Josh Curran, and Stephen Crichton, potentially at 23. Or they might even name Critter in the back line and then, have Montoya on as the cover on the bench and then not play Critter. That could happen. Lots of different options on the table, guys. It depends what happens at the judiciary. I've still got a feeling that Curran might come back in, but I heard the response about Josh Curran was Josh, like everyone, which Gus said, he answered the question. He goes, all these players have their job is for us to get them fit, happy and healthy and playing to the best of their ability, every single one of them. And that's all that matters. But Josh is a great guy, as you know, Gas.
Yes.
You can tell. Let's go through the team stats, guys. So we smashed them. We ended up having 56% possession, extra 5 minutes with the footy, completed at 81%, which is the rate you want winning teams to complete at. Means they're having
in the wet too. So that was good.
In the wet, 36 from 44. Means you're having a good crack. 218 runs, 2,000 meters to 1,500. Post contact, an extra 150. 8 line breaks to 3, 52 tackle breaks, 47 meters to 39, kick return meters 199, and average play the ball speed. We won that for the first time in a while, even though it's been getting closer and better for us each week. 3.25 seconds. 17 to 3 in the offloads, and that was where the game was won and lost. 491 receipts, 268 passes, 27 dummy passes. There's some stuff I want to show on the individuals around the way the game was managed. 22 kicks to 23. They had more kicking meters than us, but we 2 forced dropouts, 7 bombs to 6. Effective tackle was a massive for us. 36 missed tackles. They had 52. Montoya got that intercept from that terrible pass from Trent Toleau from the Storm, which was very timely. 34 ineffective tackles to 5. So that's one of our best defensive. And we actually didn't miss that many tackles against the Sharks the week before, to be honest. I think we only missed like 28. They might have been, I think they missed 40 or 50.
Just the ones we missed look bad.
Well, yeah, and there was some we didn't get a hand on them as well. So 9 negative plays. We conceded. So the penalty count was 4-1 to the Storm, but they had 5 ruck infringements to our 0. So we got 5-6 against. Inside 10 meters once. But the speed we're playing the ball is always going to generate that. We get to the players' stats. The big ones there. Leo, 51 tackles. Tell you what, Lasardi did some big hit. Like, they had some players who hit us pretty hard. Carraz, 297 meters. 2 line breaks to Tuala. And Kiraz, 83 fantasy points. Let's look at the minutes played. Bailey Hayward played 51 minutes off the bench. Max King, 61 minutes. Leo Thompson, 65 minutes. And this opens up our game immensely, guys. We're able to cover Jacob Preston because Salmon went to the edge. Kurt Mann, 2 stints. Played hooker and played at 13 in the game when he come back on. Harry Hayes, 54 minutes, much bigger minutes for Harry as well. 34 great minutes from Jack Underhill, who seemed like he played a lot more. The way with his effect, the way he played. Jeff Rose, 74 minutes before succumbing to cramp. Montoya, 80, and Jed got to play for 14 minutes.
Well, that was a very lively 14 minutes to come on when the game was still in the balance.
Yes, he did a great job.
It was a lot of confidence by the coach to put him out there, guys, knowing this at the time the score was 20-all. So that was very good and good confidence for him to go out there. And he did well. He was around the ball. He actually looked like he had a good awareness about him. You know, when some players just know where to be, where the bounce of the ball's going to be. Some of them are always in that good spot. He looked like he was anticipating very well. He had some very good sort of footy brain about him. So hopefully that'll be good coming off that stuff.
So Lockie Galvin, less runs, 11 runs. First time Birdo's really outrunning, or only the second time since they've played together.
Yep.
19 runs for 250 metres for Matty. But what do we have? 2 line break assists, 2 try assists for Lockie Galvin, 3 tackle breaks. Birdo had 7, 78 post contact for Birdo. Max King, 131 metres, 47 post contact. Leo was doing a lot of defence, 114 from his 13 hit ups. And that's the thing, because Max goes off, right? So Max his first half metres and runs aren't at that level. But when he comes back on with that fresh energy, we were running downhill a lot, which meant that he was getting a lot more quality carries. He would have got some offloads as well. Can't wait to see those stats. 7 for Kiraz, 1 for Tuala, 2 for Lockie Galvin, 2 for Max King, 2 for Leo Thompson, 1 for Salmon, and 1 for Montoya. That was a wonderful performance in that. Play the ball speeds. Lockie got monster the couple of times. Bailey Hayward, 2.4 seconds for his 2 runs, both from dummy half. Leo, 3.15. Max, 3.17.
That's good.
That is a very important play the ball speed when you're playing that position.
Yep.
See, they're all hitting a mark there. Anari, 3.08. Jacob, 3.14. Harry Hayes, 2.99. Jack Underhill, 3.22. Montoya, 2.87.
Yep.
2.87 play the ball speed off 18 runs is phenomenal.
It's a high energy output, guys. Yeah. You don't understand. That's just having that will to get up, guys, push up and play that ball. And hopefully not make that error as you play it as well, to do it that fast.
And Salmon obviously having to move to that edge, doing a lot more of that different defense. Had some timely runs as well, which were important and did good. So let's get to efficiency. Max King, 37 tackles, 4 missed, 1 ineffective. Hayward, 26 and 3. Leo Thompson, 51 tackles, 3 missed. Satilli, 34 on the edge. Harry Hayes, 41 tackles. Worked his ass off. Jed comes on and does 8. And he did some good ones too. I was watching him. Kurt Mann, 28 of the best. Really ripped in. Jamin did his job on those edges, didn't concede nothing. Matty Burton, 21 of the best tackles he's done all season. Look, it might sound like I'm just glazing the fuck out of the side, but they play with that energy. You know, they'll lose some. They might not be at the level where they can beat some top sides or win games. They won't all go their way, but if they play with that intent and that energy, they will have their opportunities to win games.
If they do that for a couple of weeks, guys, and win a few games, we're going to be the team that nobody wants to play. Just ask Penrith. We're going to be the team that, because we've still been the team that has struggled after you've played us the week after. There's only been a couple of games that have, in the first few rounds, only been a couple of teams have won after they've played us, irrespective of whether they've won or lost. So we're the team that usually takes a lot out of teams, the way that we play. So, yeah, so we're going to be a nuisance for a lot of teams, but it's only one win, guys. But if we keep doing that, anything's possible, guys. This season can turn around very, very fast.
So we'll have a look at Bronson's back to he's run 142 metres. His line breaks, though, this year. He's only got 2 line breaks, 4 try assists. Only had 5 try assists all year last year. So the try assists have gone up per game, big time. From 8 games, he's hit 4 try assists. Way better return. We want to see that continue. Good yardage, good work. Like the week before, he was sort of standing there waiting for the ball. This week, he went and chased the ball.
Yeah.
There was a big difference there. So he's getting into some form. And Jacob won't have much to show. But
with Cherry also being sometimes a little bit reluctant to pass the ball, he would have seen when he did get that pass away. Like, look at that break he gave for Jethro. He almost beat the fullback as well. Jethro, he did a great job, and showed a lot of acrobatics to fall down and stay in field. But it's a good feeling when you put that winger away as well. So Cherry will get that confidence. At the moment, he's been focused on that running and hitting, and then he's sort of like the last option sometimes for him is to pass. He's very good at the tap on when he has to, but when he's running, that pass is sometimes a bit still, he's getting to grips with it. I'm not sure what it is, but he showed the other day when he does get it, he would have got some confidence out of putting him away, something that he can look for a bit more. Because now that he's running like that, what's going to happen? They're going to come at him a bit more. He might have some more space outside him. So let's see how that goes for the next few weeks.
We haven't won a game without Jacob Carraz this year. There's the important stat there. He's won our 4 wins. He's been in the side.
And Max King as well. We haven't won a game without Max King as well.
That's it. So, anyway, I think just trying to think who hopefully Logan Spinks is okay. It was just a temporary thing. He might get a debut. I wonder when Samuel Hughes, I think Sam Hughes comes straight back into that squad when he's ready. And I'm interested to watch Finau Latu off the bench on the weekend.
He did well yesterday. He played solid.
Oh, good.
He played solid. So when you have a look at that game, have a look at his output. He played solid. So for the time he was out there. So yeah, he's not doing himself any harm getting himself ready for a first grade, or to play this year.
So he only turns 20 this year.
There you go, guys.
That's how young he is. So there you go.
It's a good problem to have having these youngsters, guys. But the one I thought was most consistent again, guys, and I'm sure you all agree, he didn't get the raps that everyone got with regards to Cherry and Burden. Tawala has been in form.
Oh, Nari Tawala, yep.
Tawala has been in form. You can see, guys, he's obviously a lot more comfortable in the centres than he is on the wing. And he doesn't need much room, guys, and he's making those breaks and he's setting things up, and he's scored a really good try, that first try, had the presence of mind to make sure that he just let his body take him into the in goal. Just a really smart, switched-on player that's playing with confidence, and it shows, guys. It shows. So, yeah, he didn't get the accolades, but he's been a rock for us whenever he's been out there.
Salmon was a warrior, as always, visibly busted at the end of the game, but soldiered on. Couldn't be proud of his performance. That's him every week, yeah, 100%.
And here's another. When Salmon went to left edge, our attack sparked. It did. His passing was it was very efficient. He's knew exactly what he had to do, very unselfish, knew exactly what he had to do, and executed it very well. So
got the ball out where it needed to. And
because
Hayward
Birdo was
found him
playing,
plenty of times.
yep. And look, and that's the thing with a hooker guy. Sometimes there's that learning about also where to throw the ball. Right? He can dictate a lot from hooker, as they always do, who to go to. And as you get more games there, as you see the trends, Hayward will get more confidence about knowing which way to go, guys, like who to hit, what to do. So that's only going to come from experienced guys. And once again, like we mentioned it a few times, but Michael Ennis again was harassing our hooking sort of abilities, again forgetting and being absent-minded about the fact that like we said in his first how many games, 38 of them he started off the bench. So he talks like he just walked straight into hooking and that was it. He played hooker, he played lock, he played,
and he was a hooker and it was easy.
Yeah, he thinks it's just absolutely step in and off you go. He doesn't. He didn't have that, but not once has that narrative come up or been challenged or been spoken about. He just likes to throw it as if he's the expert, and that's what it is. Bad luck. You know what I mean? So
let's
so
go through these chats. But thank you, mate. I appreciate that because I'm sick of Ennis. That's what I was saying, Ennis and Anasta. I think I got sidetracked, and that was the point I was coming back to.
That's okay, mate.
I couldn't believe, kind of could, after this game, some was still calling for someone to be dropped. Michael
Not one of us.
That brings some Dogs fans out of the house so they can go to the Tigers game. Hopefully a good amount of Dogs fans turn up. James says, if Burton re-signs, he goes down as a real in my book. He'll be hard to sign again, though. And then he says, 1 second, Burton would have to sign as a centre. 1 second, Burton would have to sign as a centre, which is less dollars, not a Bulldog, till he re-signs for our future. Well, he doesn't have to sign as a centre to be a Bulldog. Yep. Why should he take 700 grand if he's playing to the level of a great 5'8" and a great spine player, which he hasn't been doing this year? So he has to do it, and he has to keep doing it. He has to be consistent and get us into a position where we've got no other option but to keep him there. And then we can take 5 years with Mitch Woods. He's only 20. We can take as much time as we need with these kids. But if they obviously can't get fit and they keep having injuries, and you do everything you can and you're already paying them really good money on their potential, we can't keep carrying them either. And we're not saying, and they would know that. His family would know that. Gus knows that. They're not talking about that right now, though. They're just trying to get him right. Just like they're trying to get Jack Todd right. If Jack can get right and show that he can earn another 1 year extension, have another opportunity, I'm sure that will happen.
Especially for the time they've invested in him already.
They might have to look at a different option.
Yep.
But it won't be a situation, though, where they go, if Perth or Papua New Guinea or some of these places, or someone says, we'll give him 300 grand, they'll be like, oh, well, you might have to take it. You know what I mean? Like, not talking out of school here either. It's just the way it is.
Yep.
We've got some good depth.
Marcos Raider. What a win from the lads. Dogs really shut up against the Storm. Cherry and Birdo are just freaks all around. Great from all the lads. And Underhill, man, glad he's gotten a call up and proven himself. You know what was extremely good, guys, and I'm sure you've all seen it. Everybody who made a mistake in the game always tried to make something up straight away after it to just get that, they felt bad. So Underhill, obviously, he fell over, lost that ball. He got the opportunity, got the charge down, regathered. It was a great pickup, guys, because if you see him where we were standing, he looked up and he was looking, I don't know if you see it as much on the TV, he looked around, he didn't know where the ball was. Then he spotted it late and made a run for it, dived, and actually you could see, where we were in the kennel, he scooped it up. We're like, that's not a knock on. Like, I'm glad he challenged that. Same thing with Tupanua. When he lost that ball, probably one that maybe Galvin probably didn't have to throw to him. Maybe out the back there was the play. It was a bit too tight on him. He came back in the next set, guys, and absolutely hit one of their best centers and took him over the sideline. That was that was, and all those plays, guys, that they were doing
Jack Howard,
were
yeah.
just, all those plays they were doing were just lifting the team.
It was
You
the
know,
same against Penrith. It was the same against Penrith. But there was
Yes.
players who, like I remember Harry Bailey knocked the ball on,
Yep.
trying to pick it up. Then him and Harry Hayes had a drop, and then they come up with the
Correct.
next tackle and just
Correct.
smashed them. Harry
Correct.
actually forced the ball free a couple of times against Storm as well.
Yep.
His defense was phenomenal.
Yep. And that's the good thing, guys, is that those kinds of efforts and that energy they were getting from there, that was really good to see. Sayed can confirm the Marnie thing happened in pre-season. He remembers one of our older the players that let Tom Amone's father would say a lot and mentioned it in Bulldog groups. There you go, guys. So, you know, Michael spoke a lot about it in the pre-season as well. There was a lot of chatter, guys, about the situation there as well. Matty Warren, it's only supercargo. Okay. 1 second. It's the future and who's going to be a Bulldog. It's not a tag that's just given to you. Might just be the past as well. Yep. Karaz at fullback is a blessing. This guy will only improve with more time at fullback. Also, we'll see another debut. Will we see another one next week?
Gus can say Birdo's a Bulldog. He's singing our team song.
Yep.
He come here as a young kid after about 3 or 4 games. He was made our captain real early after a season. He's in our system. He was never going to leave.
Yep. The media
he doesn't want to go.
Are driving a lot of that. The media drive a lot of that, and then it just builds. And that's why, guys, Seraldo was very, very strong and harsh on all those comments, defending his players. Because, to be honest with you, I mean, we've all been following the game for a long time, many years, as far as I can remember. I've never seen it to this level. Yes, it's changed now because social media, anyone can make their comment and it'd be up online in 3 seconds. And we didn't have that luxury before. It was great when you just had to read the paper every day. But this level of intense scrutiny and comment and accusation and narratives and everything that everyone does, whether it's the media or our supporters, everything that we do, it's just got to a level where it's just too much, guys. These are people out there doing their jobs, getting absolutely harassed every week for no reason. Like, you know, there's no respect there, guys. That's the problem. You know, when it gets personal and it gets, you know, it's basically harassment. It's wrong. And that's what he's standing up for. As the coach of the team, he's got every right to say what he's saying. You can criticize the game, the team, the way they play. Okay, but you don't go after personal attacks and all these things, guys. That's just wrong. Imagine if your kid comes from school, if you've got kids, whatever, and they're getting victimized and bullied and all that sort of stuff and whatever. No one likes that, guys. It's wrong. You know, it's all great. Everybody wants a win. We've been 5 weeks. All of us have been suffering. Thank God it happened on a Friday. We won. We've got the whole weekend to relax and enjoy it and celebrate. But does it mean we have to get to those levels when they lose? And all of us have to smash every player and this and the personal attack. People are still writing about everything that happened last year as if they know exactly what happened. It's wrong, guys.
When you were off, I talked about that a lot. Yeah, so
felt like I was off for hours, mate. Okay.
I got through it because I was talking about we just got to be better. Is Dave Marshall still with us? Seen him congratulating Jed on his debut. I don't think he is, mate. I don't think he is. G'day, Lance Armstrong. Matty Warren, is it only super chat contributions that go into the draw for the jersey? No, if you're on the Dogfather, if you join the Dogfather, which is $10 a month, or you're going to buy me a coffee, and there's some that are more than that. I think
there's pay ID, guys. Or pay ID as well. Yeah.
But it's only so you'll get one for everything, and you'll get one for your jersey. Crazy fullback is a blessing in disguise. Will only improve more time fullback. Also, we'll see another debutant next week. Yeah, Heinzie, look, as I said, I think Carraz is there temporarily. It was a big deal. He's just fresh. He played direct. He's fresh at the moment. He's not injured, and Tracy is injured. So if they can keep winning and play at a level where they sort of can't be beaten, well, then you get injured. You got to wait to get your opportunity back. Simple as that. But Connor Tracy at his best is our fullback. So we will see, and hopefully it's a good problem to have. That's what we want it to be, a good problem.
If Carraz keeps going out the trajectory, how nice would it be for Tracy, let's say, coming back into his position on the wing, which is what he's done before as well. These are all options that are great to look at, guys, especially if we're winning. You know what I mean? If you miss your opportunity, sometimes, like, it just happens. Someone else takes your spot and off you go.
Lance Armstrong, Montoya again, Showboy was dropped with that first try against Melbourne. No. Carraz missed him too. Could have stopped him.
Yep.
And Carraz, no. He wasn't dropped because he's dropped because he's been carrying injuries. He was dropped because he wasn't up to it with his injuries.
Yeah.
He made up for, more than truly made up for what happened with the way he played in that game and the confidence and intensity he played with. He played with no fear because that's what he can do when he's freshened up and he's not carrying injuries. Tuala's been playing very well. Rennie Kama must play, but how did he pull up with the hammy? It wasn't a hammy. He had a cramp.
Cramps.
Yeah, cramps. And he was just cramping up too much. Tuala's been doing great and goes better in the centre. Rennie Kama must play, but how did he pull up with the hammy? So Rennie Kama, I would suggest, is probably still ahead of Marcelo. And I say that because he was named in the team first.
Yes.
So to me, that's the order of entry.
Yep.
So when everyone comes back, it might be Montoya who drops out.
Correct.
But we'll see.
And
we'll
also
see what happens this week. I think
Jethro
they'll get another chance to all run out there again together this week. And
Jethro showed that he's got some speed. He's got he's got some good touches, and defensively he's very strong, and he'll get more confident as he plays. So he's definitely worth persisting with, and I can see why they've waited for him to get back to fitness before they put him back in again. So they've done the right thing. So
Samuela gone for a long time. Oh, that's good. He was going well. Montoya's very strong after the Storm first try. Good shout out, Lucas. You mock Braith, James, etc. They were Bulldogs. You mock Braith and James, etc. Who mocks James? Who mocked James, mate? They were Bulldogs. There's some respect on their comments. What are you talking about? Well, Birdo's been a Bulldog longer than Braith and Asta was. Or almost as long. Okay?
And Asta's a Bulldog when it suits him, but then he's a Rooster when he wants to talk. Still living in Bondi and Coogee. Yeah. But it suits him when he wants to be a Bulldog. And he'll talk about it when he's amongst the boys, when he catches up with the 04 Premiership team. But he's the first one to know that the Bulldogs make him famous and sells, ads and Fox Sports, whatever you want to call it. So he'll push the Bulldog barrier as much as he can. And the other thing is, as a player manager, he also promotes his own players when he can, and obviously, tries to look after their best interest as well when he can. So exactly, doing his job
by keeping quiet about him.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. And who disrespects Jammer? We fucking don't.
Never have.
All I said that was James was really, and I didn't even say it here. I've just said it to people in my own. I haven't even talked about James. He seemed a little bit timid the way he was asking the questions. But I said he wasn't being gaslighted. There's a big difference. I didn't mock him at all. James asked the questions and that the people had been saying things that you've been saying, James.
James asked before, give us the questions from the supporters. So he went in with those questions, guys. Some of those questions he didn't even want to ask, but he was asking on behalf of us and the people who have been asking those questions.
Exactly.
And he knew that Gus was going to smash him as soon as he asked some of those and rebuff him. But he was like, hey, I'm asking you the questions people are asking. He did the right thing.
Gus got on his horse. He was all bullish. He done what Gus does. He looked James in the eye and he fucking told him the way it was.
That's it.
And one of the things is that you can't. We're not allowed to explain everything, nor should we be.
Yes.
Just like the Reed Marnie stuff. Like, and at the end of the day, it doesn't even fucking matter if he is telling a lie. That's another point. Who cares? Is anyone? There's all these other people that aren't answering stuff. Why aren't they being questioned? You know? At the end of the day, Braithen Nesta and Michael Ennis are sitting there trying to make out that they're all blasé about, they're moving these players in places and stuff, because that's what you guys are saying, the chopping and changing shit. When we win, there's no problem with it. Oh, that was great with Carraz there, blah, blah, blah. But if we lose, whether it's by 1 point in the dying second, it would have been, an understrength Melbourne team have just defeated the Bulldogs. And Cameron Serrato's chopping and changing. He put he started man at 9. Like, what's that say to Bailey Haywood? Like, I can do that every week if you fucking want. We can do that. It's called, if I do that, the views on this channel, I'll be able to pay you guys a fucking wage. We'll skyrocket if I go and do all that. We used to sit there. I worked in this place, so in sales side, looking after sales teams. But the digital side of things, right, was all about generating clicks. And the way you do that is through headlines. And headlines is all that matters. And narratives are all that matter. And you guys fall for it. Hook, line, and fucking sinker, because after every loss, we just have to put it in that box there and put it in that box there. Serrato, he gets attacked from all different angles because they said he was the best coach so that they could tear him down because he's part of Gus. That's all it's about. And we'll keep addressing it and we'll keep defending the club. The club do make mistakes. There are players in our club who have had things done to them. There are young kids that have, had something happen, something human happen, they've been punished for it, or they've been told that they've had the red carpet laid out to them, and then as soon as they've had an injury, they've found themselves out of favour and haven't been able to make it back because someone else come shiny through and walk through their door. That's just the reality of the business. That's the same in all entertainment businesses, which this is. Talent, it's not about talent. It's not about being fair, about loyalty. These guys, people are always dogging on the club, talk about fucking loyalty, but all our supporters in our community know that loyalty, as soon as a player misses a tackle, you're saying piss him off, drop him, because we've got to have higher standards. The standards are bloody high. Trust me.
There's a comment in response there from Brian. You can read out, mate.
And what's this question about mocking, etc. ex-players? If they play for the Dogs, does that mean they can't be called out if we disagree with them? That's it. Thanks, Brian. Brian's always in the trenches with us, mate. He's right. Mate. First one out in the line, picking off the fuckers.
That's it.
Throwing their shit at us.
Brian, run them over with your wheelchair, mate. I've got your back, buddy. Don't worry.
There we go, Lance. Montoya wasn't interested. He was just slow.
And, mate, that wasn't a cannonball. If you know how to watch rugby league, that guy was competing for the ball, didn't take his eyes off the ball, jumped up to take the catch. And it's not our fault that the bloke in front of him likes to play goose jumps and steps and jump 6 meters into the air to get himself in a position. That's bad. That's his bad luck, guys. Both of them were competing for the ball. The ball was lost. First loss for him of the day. He caught well all game for Longo, and that's it. The rest is history, guys. And look who made a late appearance. Welcome.
Oh, Harry was fired up with Jackie Underhill, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
About that moment. But I reckon there was Harry Hayes got on the ball, changed momentum. Satilli's tackle on Jack Howarth was after he drops the ball was fucking spot on.
Inspiring.
I love that.
Even
he's been our best this year, Satilli. Satilli's been our best player all year.
Yep. Even after the chip kick by Max King that got the offside penalty, that leveled to 20 all, you could see Montoya absolutely pumped and, getting the boys up, and they were all up, guys. That was
no, that's the system. Serrato was just tinkering with the system again, making Max King kick it.
Okay.
Max isn't a 7. He's not a 7.
No, he's not a 7. Okay.
He's not a 7.
Okay. G'day, Bulldog Mike. These guys are.
G'day, brother. Yeah. Look, Lance. If you want to get comments from now on, brother, you got to pay super chats. Thank you.
That's it. It's all right, mate. You're forgiven.
Your parents hate Montoya. That's all right.
That's all right.
Trust me, he's going okay. Bulldog is okay. Bulldog's going okay, guys.
That's it.
Montoya isn't a young fella in the scheme of things. He's not. Look, he's one of these players. He's like my son. If something goes wrong, he's the bloke who's going to be caught with the pan in the cookie jar. Like he's just Montoya. I thought he hit that Moses Leo. Like he's going to be a player. Don't you worry about that. Don't you worry about that. He's come up from their Flegg system too. They won Flegg last year, the Storm. So they've got their pathways are starting to produce. It's hurt them this year in Cup. It's their first year in New South Wales Cup. So I think they're on the bottom of the ladder. Who's up next?
We've got a poor Dragon, mate, that's suffering, unfortunately. Look, the Dragons, did they win, was it 11 premierships in a row? So they've got a reverse one this year, unfortunately, so far with 11 losses in a row. So hasn't been good for them. But yeah, they tried hard, but there's too many players still making too many errors again. Like with most teams, you make those mistakes, you got to confident teams will come all over the top of you.
But it's all right. The podcasters will save that club. I'll save it.
Oh, okay. Are they the ones picking the teams and sacking the coaches? Is that the ones? I thought they were actually. You know what? Funny thing is, I actually thought they were better under Flanagan. Anyway, that's just my opinion. But
they were.
Yeah. Okay. So happy we got the win, but we need to back it up against the Tigers. It's going to be hard with all the injuries, but fingers crossed. Yeah, and look, traditionally at the moment, CommBank hasn't been a good hunting ground for us either. So I'm hoping for Dave's. I'm looking forward to Dave's comments and stats on Tuesday, and I'm hoping that they're all going to be negative ones because that's what we had leading into this Melbourne game, and we turned the tide. We even had a comment about stop those negative comments and all those stats. So, Dave, there's your challenge for this week, mate. Give us as many negative comments as you can about why the Tigers are expecting to beat us so we can turn that around again. Carraz is built for fullback. Thompson increased his minutes again. Yes, mate. Yep. He's on fire.
Yep. Keep going.
Hope you're doing well, Mike. Yep. Hit that like button, guys. There you go. There's Bulldog Mike telling you guys.
That's it. Smash it.
That's it. Jed Reardon could take that. What's that?
Let's go.
Hopefully Spinks is okay. Yeah, mate. Hopefully he's all right.
Yeah, it definitely they would have definitely been getting him ready to, in their eyes, come in for Preston
Yep.
at some point.
Yep.
Hoping that would have been plan A for sure.
Curran Sinbin was just for a bit of push and shove, mate. The game got a bit heated.
It was an even up based on Hetherington being a fuckwit.
Yeah. Mike, I was expecting something special for the 2000. I was telling heaps of people about it. Yeah, mate. Like I said, mate, I was extremely disappointed that it wasn't given a bit more light. You know, you don't look. You don't have a lot of things sometimes going your way. When they do, mate, you got to push them. Come on.
That's why we brought back Gus. We brought back Gus Gould's final word for the Bulldogs Storm game to talk about the 2000th game, and he'll be there. And Dave will hopefully have AI Gus doing one for
Tigers
Origin
game
this week.
Ooh, Origin.
Don't take too much offence, Queenslanders. My children are Queenslanders, but they prefer New South Wales win because that's how much I hate Queensland. I just live up here.
The 2000 should be part of the New Jersey. Let's see. I'm sure that would have been
idea.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Okay. Salmon will be left edge, I reckon. Maybe, mate. Let's hope so.
I'll keep going. Don't worry about James.
That's all right, mate.
Thanks for all your contributions, mate. They've all been positive.
Give Underhill a few more years. We might. It's unfortunately, mate. It'll be a Maroons jersey, Abs. It won't be a Blues jersey for Underhill, mate. Yep. Well, there you go. Yep. It'll be a Maroons one.
There you go.
We'll play our 3 game in about 45 and a half years if we weren't kicked out of the comp. So there you go.
Might take less than that if we make the big dance every year.
Yep.
Porto's nice, mate.
Hayward to 13 again. I don't think so. He's the best hooker we've got at the moment. Everyone was praising Tracy before he was injured, and after the Manly game, even the start of this year, people were loving him, and everyone was happy he was signed for another 2 years. So just a bit more patience, guys. Andrew Johns loves Carraz and his running style. It's one of the hardest running styles to defend, guys. His arms and legs and everything's all over the shop, and you don't know what's coming. And he's got that strength where he just keeps moving, and then that offload is just the thing of beauty. No matter, even if you know it's coming, you just can't stop it. Everyone is giving out half shit, but Tracy's a senior spine member. Plus, I think he gives us great value off the bench or wing.
Tracy's been copping it. And look, as I said, it's qualified in a way because he was, but we had no better option. And that's the truth. Let's keep going.
Noticed after Presto went off and Salmon was forced to the edge, Birdo was getting the ball as first receiver, which gave him all that space to work with.
Well, Birdo was there was already a plan for Birdo to get more ball, as was and he took on more ball the previous week, and Salmon had been having less touches. But look, as I said, they get told the people they need to focus on. Without a blocker, imagine blocker in a trial match with no first graders in it. They're telling the one guy he gets to talk about, and I love blocker, but that's what they do. They're doing their job. This is their job, right? But you've got to peel back and understand the truth. Just because you're seeing one bloke miss tackles on the field doesn't mean it's all as it seems. But they're going to talk about it if we're going to talk about it. Simple as that. And sometimes they're right too. They're not always. Sometimes they're just giving their opinion because it is. They're seeing what we're all seeing too. Like, it's just how you go about it.
Yep.
I'm not having a crack at Tracy. Paulie is very constructive.
I'm not having a crack at Tracy because I think he can play for the Blues as a utility. That's a big rap. That's good. The game is different this year. Yes, it is.
I reckon it's been really terrible, but I reckon this round's been a bit better.
It's been better, but Wednesday will be a big test as well. We'll see how the Origin game is refereed as well. Tracy's ability to stop another team from scoring a try, second to none. Yep.
We wouldn't have beat Canberra without him. We wouldn't have beat Canberra without him. So
Happy we re-signed him. Yep.
we had to. We had to.
We need less structure. The game is too fast for that. And I think they've slowly started to bring that in. It's hard to just change on the drop of a hat, but they've been making changes every training session to work on what's going to be a little bit more unpredictable in the game. And that was the first sort of highlight. I think they've been working on it for the last few games, but it just hasn't showed up as much. Started to do a bit more in the second half against the Sharks, and then against the Storm, you could see it was coming together. But do it for a few games in a row and get a few wins in a row, and then it'll become something that they become more comfortable with. That's the key, hopefully.
And it takes more energy, but it takes more energy out of your opposition as well.
Correct. But winning is fun, guys. And you see that when a team's on a roll and they're winning, there's a lot more runs, a lot more drive, a lot more energy. It's like all of a sudden you think if they're behind, oh, they can score 3 tries in 10 minutes. That's what happens when they're playing well. You get that more energy, and then you just drop and relax after the game.
I actually thought that against Parramatta. I thought that they believed they were going to never lose that game, and it got to about 15 minutes to go, and I think we scored 4 tries down on the left edge. You know, in that second half, it was like, and then it's like, fuck, how did we lose that?
Yeah. Payback, mate. Payback. Come on. Let's talk about Adam O'Brien. Attack you made going, but a kick early so Storm can stay. Well, that's wet weather footy, guys. It's always the way. You get a kick early. The teams hate coming off their line, especially in the wet, all that kind of stuff, guys. You know, and even though they've got one of the most dangerous fullbacks in the game, we shut him down. Like he didn't do much at all. Couple of, he ran a little line break off an offload, but didn't do much at all. We did very well against him. Attacking coach gets way too much credit when we win and too much credit when we lose. Yeah. You should forget that they're even there, guys. Forget that they're even there.
That's it. That's a really good point. Very good point.
That was make one.
What's this 1 second shit? It keeps saying 1 second.
Don't know, mate.
I don't know what you mean, mate.
It's all right. Started running 13. Okay. Hayes, maybe. No. Let's see, guys. A lot of options. A lot of options are Bulldogs.
You got to have energy off the bench. You got to have energy off the bench.
Yep.
You got to have energy off the bench. Man won't wear the 9 jumper.
Yeah. Okay, so what do we got here? We played well when our halves got in first receivers. When we have a ball playing lock, defenses can just get in our face. Look, that's the thing that's what they're looking at, guys, breaking up the predictability, which is what's done well for us. But the current game, it's not suited because we don't have that explosiveness around that at the moment. So it does become easier to defend.
When we have offloads, though, an intent to offload, and we're able to do quick swings, it puts defenses on the back foot, and you can play with shapers, and then you can do your shapes through a lock whenever you need to. But for the most part, the locks there and the shapes, not just to score points on the edge, it's actually get your team into parts of the field that you want to get them into. The better attacking teams, though, what they actually do, though, is actually ask the questions every time, whereas the Dogs, it's been a problem of ours for best part of 10 years where we're just longer than that, actually. Even under Des, where we're just too many setups and not enough questions.
Yeah.
And I just find off those offloads with an early shift, they're forced to ask more questions because they can see that the defense is retreating, and there are players in there with heads up ability. All of them have got it. And they'll go after it, and they do. And someone like Birdo, if he's got that space to run, same with Cherry, and they can stick a palm out and take that space, they're going to fucking do it. But for us, it comes off the offload. For some other teams, like with great halfbacks and stuff, they can just run a short side when they see that there's just one number less in the line and take advantage of it and just know they've done their homework on who they're coming up against. They just know if they hold that ball up that one little bit, that's all they got to do to make, and the defender will make the fucking decision for them, and then they'll just play around it. The great fullbacks do that as well. I've found all the Brisbane fullbacks coming through under Bennett just knew to react. Darius Boyd, when he went to St. George, even Carmichael Hunt on that wrap, Darren Lockyer, just sit there and wait for the opposition to make their choice and then dummy and score themselves, cut the ball out to cut the center out to the winger, or go short, go back into the other player. They can play inside or out. Didn't matter. We get to do those things off the back of offloads. That's our thing. And I heard people saying a few weeks ago, I can't remember, they're going, oh, offloads, you're talking about that again. But it's the truth. Yep. And our attack wasn't good last year at the start of the year.
Yep.
We broke teams down.
Yep.
We have attacking ability. Don't get me wrong. We have some great attacking players. But we were best when we broke teams down and come over the top. And that's what we've done. We executed well against Penrith. They sort of came back into it, and then we ran them over again. Melbourne, they got away on us. Spent the last 50 minutes of that match just
clawing them back,
winning it.
Yep.
Even the Sharks game, second half, outperformed them. Oh, that's what someone was saying to me, going off. Oh, that's what you say. Oh, you won the second half. What are you talking about? I can't remember who it was. They're sitting there going, oh, that's what you say to little kids. Oh, you won the second half. Well done. It's oh yeah, great. Yeah, mate. Yeah. Well, it's fucking true. They played well for that period of time. That's the positive they can take into the next game.
Could have easily had 50,
if anyone
60
thinks coaching is about you made one mistake which cost a try, and then you made a mistake, it cost a try, then you made a mistake, it cost a try, the whole team's shit. The scoreboard says you're all shit.
Could have easily had 50, 60 put against us against the Sharks.
They're still in the fight.
If they didn't turn up, they could have easily had that score put against them. So, and how many times, if you look back at the State of Origin, and Gus is probably one of the ones that calls it, how many times, for example, Queensland, let's say, lose a game 1 and they're well behind, but in that last few minutes, there's an act of desperation and there's a try save or something, and they go, that's Queensland. And they always talk about it. They say, it doesn't matter. That's something that we're going to take into the next game. And that's what happens, guys. You build your confidence out of efforts, irrespective of whether you're winning or losing, to build that next time up. That's how it works. It's in everything that you do. Doesn't mean that just because you lost, you have to just drop down and let them run all over the top of you. And that's we were good enough to come back last week. Yep.
We're here to sit there and highlight those things and go, there is hope for next week.
Yes.
That's why we went to that's why we sat there where everyone goes, oh, we're going to get bum bashed and all this sort of shit against Penrith. And we were here saying, back the team. We were very confident about the Storm. I know they were missing their players, and I'd already marked this as a win at the start of the season. I said, we're winning that game.
That's it.
We're winning this game. But we're going to be missing a few players as well. I actually thought we'd be missing about 4 players, and they would be, right?
Yeah.
We should.
Let's keep moving, mate. Let's keep moving.
Fuckwits like Crawley treated it like we had to win, or our coach should be sacked and all this sort of shit.
Yeah. Well,
who are you going to get?
Ask him what Paul Kent's doing these days, mate. Anyway.
Could Finau Latu come in? I don't think so. He's only just got back in the New South Wales Cup.
Yeah.
He'll go.
He's not far away though. He's not far away.
They'll debut him if he doesn't get injured. I reckon they'll debut him at some point.
Soon, if there's an opportunity for Dykes, I reckon he's going to be the next man up in the back line. He's getting closer, guys. So
I saw Tay Cochran in a photo at the game. So he must be injured at the moment.
Yeah, he's not playing. So I don't know if Tani's there. She can tell us what's going on. I like that side, but we might start man again at 9. All options, guys. All options. Good night. See you, Scary. Have a good night, mate.
Night,
I know it was a while ago. You're probably already snoozing, so it's all good.
Let's get through some of these. Yep.
Heinzie 98 was the best game I've seen from Latu so far. Yep. That was a good game.
Matty.
SOS has been poor. Had a few good moments in the game yesterday, but yeah, he look, you can probably see overall he's good cover, but he's not. It's probably why he's never cemented a first grade position full time, guys, because he's just in and out of too many. Just hard to get some consistency from him sometimes. But a really good footy brain and someone probably worth having around the club to learn from and everything else.
Tyra, I will get some highlights out. I'll get some done up.
And you can also have a look. There is a highlights of all the tries. If you go into the New South Wales Cup, just do a search and round 10 highlights, and you can actually watch all the tries and everything as well. Have a look at the one with Dykes where he gets the ball from sewer 80 metres out and does a great effort to score full length of the field, basically. Great try. Yes, there you go, mate. Matty Warren's confirming that.
I'll get some on our YouTube channel, which is good for us.
There you go, mate. Wherever you want to get it, mate. No worries. Salmon looked better in the back row with his combination with Burdant Cherry. I reckon they should keep him in the back row. Oh, I'm glad. Look, I'd rather hear about Salmon staying in the team than being pushed out, which is the usual story. So that's good, guys. I like that. Keep it going. Jack looked dead and they made the pull bloke run all the way back out there. He put a lot of effort into that time he played, Brian. So, mate, when he came running off from the whole field, and you can imagine, when you play touch footy or Oztag, that way they're running, that's the full length of the field. So it's a full game, that half field. So at least he got some time to walk slowly past the kennel, and we gave him a big cheer and everything. So that's all right. Brian, then he went the long way around. That's it. Got to go, lads. Good chat, great win. Reckon we turned a corner. Yep.
Underhill, my spirit animal.
Spirit animal. Is that like from Coco? The movie Coco? Is that your spirit animal? Is that what you're referring to?
Critter did an AC joint, and Critter is it comes down to trust. And that's it. And if he betrays that trust in Origin with only a 3-game series, if New South Wales lose, he'll be dropped. If he's one of the players that are responsible for that, that's how it'll work.
Yep.
He's got 10 years. Just giving you a break from the clicking. So a big hand on a couple of our tries, including a try assist, but the haters are screaming. There you go. There you go again, Mick. Some say he was in a grand side, you say. Well, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Keep moving, mate.
Tell you Tupanua wasn't this aggressive at the Roosters than he is now at the Dogs. Oh, he's pretty aggressive, bro, especially against shitty teams. He liked playing, he liked bullying teams like the Bulldogs.
I love the way when that hair goes flying up, guys, when he does anything, it's just all effort. There's no such thing as a half tackle with him. Love it.
When Jack Underhill's a demon. He's got ice in his veins. Up the Dogs. Montoya Slade. Oh, bullshit. Love you, boys. Thank you, Tim. Love you too, mate. Like and subscribe. Join the channel. And what's this question about mocking, etc.?
We already went through that one. Yep. Here, mate.
Sometimes a little more with Sexton in the team. He was running a team well-oiled machine. Galvin is a highlights and broken player. The Sexton and Reid decisions. Oh, mate. You have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know what he's talking about.
It's all right, mate. It's all right.
Did you say something bad about someone?
No, mate. But obviously he's had a few too many drinks, mate. It's all good.
G'day, Brutus. Dragons might not win a game this season. I reckon they will, but we'll see. More rain for Saturday.
It's going to be raining all week, I think.
Matt Warren, Mike Cool, they will sack their interim coach soon. No surprise that it was a push and shove with Jack Hetherington, 100%. I'm with you, Mick. It's state of origin, not state of where you live now. Nothing better than going to work in Brizzy all day after a Blues win. Well, they're all sad motherfuckers, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're a little bit like, that's what I mean. JB made a really good point. There's no pressure on Queensland. It's a different sort of pressure. Like they sort of expect their team to win, but as soon as their side starts having a few losses, Origin's dead. Origin's dead. You know, so New South Wales have this issue of picking players they should have picked the year before, the following year when they're out of form. But I like the Todu Kola. I think that was a good pick. I said I was going to do some stuff on New South Wales, but haven't. And rumours we might buy AJ Brimson and Tracy to the wing. I don't think we'll be buying AJ Brimson at all. And that's been completely hosed down. We've not talked to him, not said anything. Best podcast on the net, boys. The only one that's always positive about the Dogs. That's right, brother.
Thanks, Matty.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Look, I said this at the start of the show. He's an absolute warrior, and I really loved some posts that were done by some media talking about, how he wears his heart on his sleeve, and he's a great bloke. And Gas has had a fair bit to do with him as well. Knows him well, and I know some people that know him well. He's had a few issues, with the crowd and through his passion, and lots of and it was very sad to see where he's gone to in such a short period of time from where he was. These guys are all gladiators. Yeah. Kyle, people don't want to hear it, but your Kyle Flanagans and your Jamin Salmons and all these people are as bigger gladiators as Jai Arrow. Why do we have to wait till someone gets a tribute or a eulogy before we start recognizing that? Outside of banter and stuff. Like, it's just getting too deep, too far. And look, and that's same for the ex-players as well, who are doing their jobs. But it's just going too far. That's why I love watching Matty Johns. Like, even though sometimes I think he's just praising Munster all the time. But that's just his opinion. That's fine. But then you see what Munster can do in big games. He's done it over and over again. But I just think we tear down our people too much, and M&D. Someone come up with a great Jai July. I thought that was a great idea. And maybe the tries celebrations can go. What does that normally go towards? July, that $1,000 and normally put money somewhere.
One of the charities, mate. Something Try July. One of the charities.
Yeah, but I think that's a good idea. Maybe they can split it or something. I think the big freeze beanies are starting to be sold through the AFL at the moment too, which I think is for M&D. So they're doing a lot as well. So rugby league probably needs to support that charity potentially.
There'll be a lot of stuff potentially done around Jai, especially being still, like, obviously he's retired, but he's still a current player. I mean, we had something similar recently with Carl Webb, who'd been retired for a few years, but for someone so young, it's extremely challenging. And for I mean, it's not just family and everything. I mean, look at all the Rabbitoh sort of support crew and the people that work there. For anyone who knows the new setup that they've got there, that Centre of Excellence, it's basically the one building, and the offices are right above the training, and everyone intertwines with everything. So they've been extremely challenged as well. Times are very tough over there. A lot of them are suffering as well, knowing this as well. It's very hard on a lot of people, and seeing Jai the way he is and everything, it's extremely tough. So very sort of brave thing that they've done the other day. And Blake did an amazing job with Wayne to support him and talk him through it and let speak on his behalf. But thankfully for them, if there's any place that you want to be around, it's the Rabbitohs. No one does it better than the Rabbitohs to support their team and get around them. They've got an amazing support network. I can say that because obviously I've got a lot to do with them, knowing all of this information from them. And I know Jai very, very well. We talk a lot. We helped him through a lot of things with through the relationship and the sponsorship that we look after them. Larrikin, awesome guy, always fun to be around, and very, very sad from all of us that have seen that. And anyone who knows anyone who's had that disease, guys, and I know a few people, it's very sad, and you don't envy sort of anyone knowing what's about to come and what's happening there. Sometimes you'd rather something else, but that's something that there's still no cure for it. It's debilitating. It's extremely tough. So all the best wishes to Jai and his family and everyone around and that support. Just do amazing to keep spirits up as long as they can.
Yep. Very well said. And as I said, I just find it annoying and terrible with our culture. See, that's the great thing about our culture. That's the support. And that stuff's happening all the time, right? Maybe we can just be a little bit better with how quickly we want to tear blokes down that are going to war for our entertainment. Because there'll be links to this, and then people beating their chest, like Molly gets on and goes, "Oh, I've been talking about, brain damage since the 80s, announcing this." And then he has to retract it and try and explain himself. No one means anything bad towards anyone in this situation. I know that for a fact. Everyone's feels terrible. It was hard not to be moved and shed a tear when you saw him talking to Danica.
Yeah.
It was so hard for him and for her and for us. For
got
everybody.
a 1-year-old as well. It's just so hard.
I just saw a thing come up on Instagram for his daughter's birthday. Yeah. His daughter, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. But this is what I mean. But within 10 minutes of one of these journos saying something beautiful about Jai, he's then tearing the shreds off some other gladiator in my opinion, a disgusting fashion. Like, I'm not saying their names. And they're just frustrated. Probably goes for the team he was talking about. But we just got to be better. We should be celebrating people while they're here, not, and before these things happen, not after. And I know a lot of people were giving him stick, and the media were going after him about his dog biting people, about stuff that happened in the crowd. Like, it was the opposite. They were going him, saying he was the problem. I think it was even against Bulldogs fans at one point. Or they said he spat at someone, or they spat at him or something. I'm not sure, but I'm not just bringing up negatives for the sake of it. I'm just saying that it's hard what they do, these guys. It's fucking hard. It's for our entertainment. Bring back the biff. Every time my mum says Dogs having a party before the game, we win. We lose. As actually we lose. Timmy, what's the latest news regarding AJ and Briz? No, there's no news there. Dog said no. We haven't looked at that. Thanks for the flag. I hope that wasn't the reason for pressing it. There's been a zero tackle article released regarding DSF linked to the Super League. There's been quite a few. Carrer's offloads were enormous for us, something we lacked in previous weeks. Also, Kings had a couple. So has Thompson. Hughes had a couple. Like, the intent's been there. It just hasn't been
first set, that. Mate. First set too has.
We need him. Big impact, 100%. I don't understand why New South Wales are favourites game on after losing last year's series. It's because Queensland want to be the underdogs.
Always the way, mate. Always the way, especially in New South Wales, mate. Always the way.
Our Lottie Takiri, yeah, he's great in the contact. He's a winner, Harry. He's every debut he's had going up a grade has won. And we won against the Cowboys in his debut last year, and we've missed him. And they're developing him because he'll be a specialist winger for a very long time. So good to see Machado have a good game. He certainly did, Semi. Let's keep going. I'll have a look at Joey, and I haven't watched Jersey Flegg or New South Wales Cup yet, but I will be watching it. Seven look good on the edge because you didn't get in the way of a halves. Keep going. I love Mr. Undertaker put on Ronald Alec McDonald. To be fair, he was also juggled and had to go and reach created a hospital, threw himself a hospital pass almost and got smashed. Like, I actually like the ones where Jack just cuts him down low. Someone said they're worried about his tackling style. When he commits to a tackle, as I said, he takes people. Everyone's got to watch out where his legs end up because he does go flying. What's your input on Flegg player Latrell Fing scoring multiple tries every game he's played? Well, Latrell Fing played a lot of Ron Massey Cup last year as well.
He's the real thing, mate. He's the real thing.
He's the real thing. We're going to do something on him. Between himself and he slots back into number 6 when Raymond Peru came on off the bench. So very, very good young kid. We talked a bit about him last year as well. Yeah, let's keep going. Thank you, Brian, for sticking up for us.
That's all right.
Well, let's hope we win. Got to go to sleep.
It's all right. Timmy, Bellamy has got something wrong that could develop into MND or could be one of a few things. It's really a tough one to diagnose, which is why it took so long for them to diagnose with Jai, because there's a process of elimination with a lot of those diseases. So we don't know yet with Bellamy. It's not known yet, but potentially one of the things that could come of what he's got could be MND as well, but hopefully not.
Oh, thank you, Matty. Goes to the try celebrations. Thank you, Men of League. Yeah, Rob Burrow there. He's the other great guy who had it in the Super League. How long is Tracy out for? Probably could be a few weeks. See, Tim Manor had to stand out from his position. Can never trust these refs. Well, you can't, especially him. Very Queensland politicians in power. It's very hard for them not to be corrupted by money or their little fellas or whatever else they're doing. No matter what side of the fence they're on, there's only one house up here, so they get the majority. People's brains get power. They just seem to get corrupted. Anyway. He's done a lot of good things as well for society, as well as being human and making a mistake. But he was a ref, and I did get the joke. He was the ref who used to laugh and carry on at the kickoff, wasn't he, Tim? He used to go or some shit.
Yeah.
Nah, it's all good.
Do you think Hughes will be back? I'm not sure, mate. With him with his injury, he's probably not far away. Hopefully. Do you think if Carraz wasn't injured, he would have replaced Tracy earlier due to him playing injured? Possibly.
Yeah, if we had an option.
Options,
sure.
Yeah.
You know, but see, Rinnie Karma wasn't ready yet. There's all these things. That's what I mean. That we're just starting to see some light at the end of the tunnel, and then Preston breaks his arm. You know, it's just another thing.
Timmy, like Tim Mander, we won our last premiership under him.
He's called Tim.
Yep. Hey, boys, working on Latrell Reel right now. There you go.
Well, thanks, Macca. Send it to me, mate. I'll be posting it on Facebook everywhere under the Dogfather.
The British Bulldogs back in town. By the way,
Oh,
got
we
my
got-
first Bulldogs jersey sorted before the Storm win. Well done, mate. Friend flew over to Melbourne, had it shipped there. Let the record state my shipment was after 5 straight defeats. Yeah, love the passion, mate. Well done, buddy. I have to create a benefit thing. Sorry, mate. I'm happy with the one I've got right now, mate. But yeah, something to consider.
There we go. I've got to go to the toilet. Roy Sheik 1M. Is that what it meant? Is that what it means?
Before you go to sleep, yeah.
Go to a wee before you go to bed.
No, it means go and wee, then sleep. Like it's basically what we say to like the kids when they're growing up. It's like go to the loo and get the bed. Like when they're trying to tell the kids to get the bed, it's like go and have
Roy
a piss.
Sheik Waffnum.
Yeah, yeah.
That's for all you legends
Like,
out there.
Ruh is like it's like go. The shukh is the P part, and then sleep is the 1M is the bit. So yeah, that's what they're saying.
Let's hope so. Turkey. Jai's got a lot. It's very aggressive. Obviously, very aggressive. Dave Manson, great Queensland ref, dropped his guts on a kickoff one game. Was about to blow the whistle to start the game. Had his hand up, paused, farted, then blew time on. Lucky it was upwind. He had a good. I think Dave Manson was a pretty good ref. Actually, he was quite talked well to the players and stuff like that. All right, guys. So we'll be back on Tuesday. It'll be Team Tuesday.
Review the Origin on Tuesday as well.
Yep, we'll do a big Origin preview. We're still putting together our picks for next year and what our top 30 might look like. But that is coming. And we will also be pumping up this game against the West next Saturday. We'll get to see what their team might look like and what our team will look like. Hopefully AJ Jones won't be suspended. And hopefully Logan Spinks is okay because I think they could both be a chance if they are right to go. It'd be good to see the young kids on parade.
Yep. Timmy, I'm still heading up, mate. I've got 4,000 steps to do before the night finishes, mate.
Yeah, I might go for another walk too.
I've got about 3,500, 4,000, Timmy, so I'll be heading out into the night sky.
Yeah, we've got a big day tomorrow, but we'll see how we go.
We haven't won at Combank since the Para game last year. Yeah, look, it hasn't been a good hunting ground for us overall. Our record there is not great, but we'll go into that on Tuesday. But you know what? Things are, meant to be broken.
Hey, go down to Andrew Macca. I'll tell you in a second, Brian, but I want to go down to AJ, definitely be suspended after. Well, the fact that he fought it and lost, that might wipe it out, I'm hoping. Might wipe it out. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know my stuff as I should know with the judiciary, but I don't. But I'm hoping.
Well, it was only a fine, Andrew, if you remember, and he only fought it because, like they said, didn't want to pay the fine and cop the extra, suspension from it. But technically, that should be not have anything carrying over now because of that. It should bring it back to like it shouldn't be like a unmanned second offence potentially.
Hopefully. Was the person knocked out that he hit?
No. It's pretty innocuous.
So they're all right.
Yeah, it's pretty innocuous, yeah.
Oh, okay. So Cade Reed was also knocked out and had to miss footy as well. So, and I think if he wasn't knocked out, I think the timing of it was better than one that Kikau did, and wasn't penalised for. Yeah. So it's let's just hope he'll be okay. We'll have to have a look at it. Yeah, the ref was on tilt all game, Andrew says.
He lost control of that game, man. It was hard to watch.
Yeah. I saw a few of Macca's posts saying the Storm just want to start a fight in all. Apparently they're a bit like that in Flegg as well. But how's the fundraising going, guys, far off the target. So about $1,200 so far, or just under.
Yep.
Which we're doing well. I've already put in 150 from All Things Bulldogs.
Yep.
So that'll probably cover it. So hopefully we'll get some more directly for it. We've got the barcode there, Walk for Autism. We've got until Sunday, the 31st of May, to raise another few $100 for our team target of 1,500. Thank you, Brian. Much appreciated.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, Matty. Sorry, mate.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Curran was binned because Haverington shoved him. It made no sense.
Yeah, and he was just standing up for the team. Like he did nothing wrong. But yeah, like you saw, mate. For those we were there. We were like, what the hell's he doing now? Like he put him in the bin, and then he just kept going. Then he brought him out as well. It's just like to even it out. But he lost control of that game well before the finish. It was crazy. Yeah. Everybody was just trying to get out. It was funny. There was the guy that was taking, how they have those billboards all around the ground. The guy was during the game driving around in the Medicab, picking them up, getting them. The game was still going, and they were taking all the sponsorship stuff out from around the ground. Everybody just wanted to get out of there. So I think the ref was the same. We just wanted to get out of there. But funny to see, guys. But all good. Don't forget, guys, those games at Belmore are free just to walk in and watch. So, come down and have a look at those young guys. And they all came up. A lot of them come into the stands and shook hands and took selfies with a lot of people as well. So, even Sua Folongo was there from the Storm, was there saying hello and taking selfies. Akram saw him as well. He was down on the sideline from the Storm. So, he hadn't travelled home yet. So, yeah. Jersey Flegg had a good win, yes. So all is good in the hood.
All right, people. Big thank you to everyone who come along tonight. We've gone 3 hours. They wanted to get out so bad. I'm surprised they turned the lights on.
Yeah, they tried as long as possible not to turn those lights on. And then they only did the partial job. They didn't turn them all on. They just did a partial job.
Cost a lot of money.
Yeah, that cost them a lot of money to do that, mate. So, yeah, we were joking about that too. They're like, the lights are on.
Thank you, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks for being a member too, brother.
See you on Saturday, mate. I got your jersey there, mate, ready to go.
Later, alligators. All right.
See you guys.
Well, have a great night, everyone. We'll see you Tuesday. Go the Dogs.
Go the Doggies.
G-Day Doggies fans, welcome to the show.